What's going on, people? It's that dude named Dave. TD&D's back in the building. It's hump day, y'all. How's everybody doing? I need to make sure you guys can all hear me as we getting started here. I hate struggle streaming, okay? I hate struggle streaming. So y'all do me a favor. If y'all can hear me out there in YouTube land, who's live right now, press a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Press 2 if you can't. Let's go. I think I hear myself, but do y'all hear me out there? How y'all living? We about to get started in a few moments, people. We just hit the go live button. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. Got myself a Uzi and my brother a 9, y'all. I'm feeling nice. I'm feeling good. Feeling copacetic out here in these YouTube streets, baby. So can y'all hear me? Press a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. All right? Let me do this here. Oh, yes, indeedy. How's everybody doing? Man, it is doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine here, guys. You guys see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. We're covering a multitude of topics today. We're doing our pop culture thing, as we, expand the channel. We're going to talk about Irv Gotti, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard the news. We're going to talk about Irv Gotti, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? We going to talk about 50 Cent, y'all. Lord, that dude always be trolling, you know what I mean? Yo, I want to play catch up. I haven't been on in a couple of days since the weekend, y'all. So I want to do some current events because a lot of stuff has been going on, y'all. And then on top of that, too, y'all, we going to talk about some dusty dating disasters. Your resident wrench gang member, my #1 mod, Pooh Man, sent me a video that I think I might react to today, guys. But before we get into everything here, let me get the particulars out the way. Shout out to everybody in the building. What I'm going to do is I want to get to my regular house cleaning here. I'll shout out to the regulars. Then we'll get this live stream started. Not here for the long stroke, even though, guys, ladies love the long stroke. And ladies, y'all know y'all love the long stroke. Y'all know when it's coming through the way it's coming through. You know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all like the long stroke. Yes, you do, right? So check it out, y'all. Before we get started here, I need y'all to do this for me here. Press on the like button, guys, because I need the YouTube algorithm, guys. I'm not going to front. I'm going to keep saying it every single time, when we do these live streams, because all I do is talk for several hours, right? So I need y'all to press the like button because I still need the algo. It helps, guys. It helps. If it didn't help, it wouldn't be there, right? Also, I need y'all to help me support the channel. I do this all the time, guys. So you know how y'all can support the channel? Many, many different ways, okay? As you can see here, we got the ticker, the Cash App, $ that dude named Dave. You can support me that way, guys. Also, we got the super features because you know what? We ain't dusty like some other content creators because we got a monetized channel. There's a whole bunch of people who are monetized and they lost the monetization, but I'm still in the game, baby. So there's super chats, super thanks, super stickers. We got the memberships, 2 different levels of the groups here, guys, that y'all can show y'all support in that manner. Also, if you ain't got that dough, you ain't got that money, right? I get it. Times are hard. I get it. People saying, yo, Dave, I ain't getting to the bag like that. I ain't got my money. My money is short. I'm still hurting from the damn holidays. I get it. I get it. So you know what that means? If you look in the description box below, you can support me in other ways because y'all be shopping. You gotta go clothing shopping. You're gonna go get some food or whatever the case may be. So let me see how y'all also can support me as well. Your boy supports the brand Temu. I'm part of the affiliate team, right? So there is affiliate links below. Download the Temu app. You get 30% off of my code here. Also the $100 coupons there. We doing that, baby, yes. And also too, if you wanna be a streamer, you trying to make content, you see how crystal and I'm looking here in my picture here, guys. Do yourselves a favor, right? Go to my very, very first video on here, right? Now, or you can go to my live stream, but my very first video was February 7th of 2022, which means that we're 2 days away from my 3-year anniversary. All right, and this entire time, I have been on StreamYard. You can see the evolution in my growth from how I used it and to upgrading my equipment to show you how we're looking today. So if y'all trying to be a streamer, you're trying to create content, click on my affiliate link for StreamYard, right? And when you do that and you sign up, don't go for the free version because your boy don't get no kickback, right? And the thing is, if you're really serious about content creating, you gotta pay. You go the free route, guys, you're only going to get free results, okay? That lets you know you're serious. So if you click on the affiliate link and you sign up for one of the paid programs with StreamYard and then with their levels here, your boy gets a kickback. So show y'all love. So we got StreamYard. You can show you support here if you're trying to get in the content game. If you're trying to do some shopping, in the description box below, everything in the description box. We got the Temu affiliate links, guys. We got that. And like I said there, the super chats and the super thanks and the super stickers, as well as the Cash App gang, we got it all out there. Your boy just got signed for PayPal too as well, but I don't have it up yet, right? So in the near future, you're gonna see also the PayPal status here. All right, guys? Thank y'all for letting me get that out the way here, right? So let me do this here. Let me go ahead and we're gonna holler at the chat. You know, wait, before I even holler at the chat, I almost forgot, guys. I wanna send a shout out to my Ninja watchers. Y'all out there, y'all in the shadows, y'all working, you're driving, you're cooking, you got me on the big screen so you can't type because you don't got your phone on me. Shout out to my Ninja watchers, okay? Also, too, shout out to the What's Replay gang. Y'all can't be here on this early afternoon drive. I'm starting a little bit an hour earlier today. We're starting this at 4:15 Central, 5:15 Eastern, because we got a snowstorm coming in, and I want to get this in before the snow comes in so I can get prepared for the rest of the night, guys. So shout out to my Ninja watchers, shout out to the Replay gang, but most importantly, guys, shout out to the AIC, the Anish crew, my tribe members that is here now and that will be walking in as they see the notifications, or if you don't get any notifications, but you see me on your damn timeline, okay? Shout out to all y'all, man. So as I do all that here, guys, let me holler at the chat here, and then we're going to get started. Matter of fact, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to make some adjustments in the basement here. Your boy's just fresh off the work. You see, we're doing double duty, guys. Your boy is working hard on the plantation with my career job. And then next you know, you see me, we come up here and we right back on YouTube. You know what I mean? So let me holler at the chat now, and then we're going to get this party started. I know that's what y'all here for, because some of y'all be like, yo, I've been waiting for a Dave Live. It's been several days, and I know I kept y'all waiting. I know I've been out of pocket for a couple of days, but you know, it's been busy. Oh, and as we're at the top of the show, let me send a happy birthday shout out to Ma Dukes. Today is my mom's birthday, February 5th. She is 82 years old today, guys. So shout out to my moms, you know what I'm saying? She made it to another year and everything like that. I was over the house the other day. I'm gonna give her a call once I get done here. So shout out to my mom, Joe. 82 years old, man. That is something. Hey. Shout out to Mom. I wouldn't be here about her. I wouldn't be here about Mom Dukes, you know. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's still doing her thing, you know, moving and shaking and moving. So happy birthday, Ma. I'll hit you up after we get done with this live stream here, because your boy just got off work, right? So let me go to the top of the chat here and let's get it kicking here. Shout out to my man Pooh Man, the resident Wrench Gang mod member here who keeps me on my toes here, sending me emails. Pooh Man, you sent me an email today. I might get time to do it. We'll see how much time allots us for here, right? He's, like I said, I got the ticker here, but you see that here, showing love in the Cash App, $ that dude named Dave. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I've been using that more lately. Shout out to the ex people here. I know people don't like Twitter, but hey, you know what though? I don't mind it. You know what I mean? You can follow me on IG, even though I don't be posting on IG, but we're gonna get it started here on that there. And like I said earlier, we got the membership, so you can go to the chat here and click on that link, or you can go to my channel as well if you're on the desktop. Show y'all love, man. That's what I'm talking about. Who else in the chat here? Let me scroll down. Derek says, how the hell does Pooh Man keep beating me? Derek, just stop asking that question. Stop asking that question. Pooh Man got the big boy wrench, okay? Since he's the only person, the big boy wrench, you're not gonna beat him, man, unless the man is not on YouTube, all right? If he just says, I'm taking a YouTube break, then you might beat him. But you know what, though? Give it up. Get rid. Stop it, Derek. It ain't working. It's good to see you, though, all right? Salute to you, brother. Good to see you, man. Say, come on in and hit the like button. Bring your own juice box. No juice box, right? But check it out. Your boy was hungry today, right? And I was like, man, I don't feel like cooking. So, you know, I went to Baba's. You know what Baba's is? We have Baba's out here in Chicago, right? You know, then there's J&J Fish. there's Harold's, and then you got your Baba's. But one thing Baba's is known for is they frozen lemonades, and I got me a green apple lemonade here. So that's what your boy's gonna be sipping on today. No juice box, but the Baba's lemonade special, all right? If y'all in Chicago or y'all got Baba's out where y'all at, y'all know how fire them lemonades be, man. They got watermelon, green apple, regular cherry, you name it, it doesn't matter. I walk in there and say, yo, what flavors y'all got? What are you not sold out of? All right, then. Let me get that watermelon. Let me get that green apple. Let's keep it going here. You know, so no juice box, Derek. We got the lemonade status today. Shout out to you, man. Let's see here. Pooh, man, what are you saying here? He says, what I thought you were bringing for everyone. Oh, man, okay. And like I said, I dropped the link today. We'll see what's going on with the time today. If someone wants to click on the link, we'll see how the conversation dialogue goes, because when I'm flowing and I'm cooking, it depends if I take a caller or not, but I'm not taking anybody right now. So if you hear, don't click on the link. You're going to get your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I have it there, so when I do think that I know the way the flow of the show is going, I want people to, if y'all want to chime in, go ahead and click on that link. The only thing is, you gotta have your cameras on. If your cameras are not on, you're not gonna get on the stream. Plain and simple. That's the rule, because if I'm on the camera and every single video that you see, north of 1,000 videos since I started my YouTube journey, my face is on every single one of them joints here. So you know what that means? If my face is up, your face gotta be up too. But shout out to everybody here. Shout out to you, man. Crew, good to see you. Thomas in the building. What's going on, Endor? Good to see you. Good afternoon to you as well. It says, what? Turn my mic up. Yeah, you hear me loud and clear. Thank you. I appreciate that. MOP, you trying to get timed out off the rip here. I ain't tying nobody out in a minute here, man. You asking for it. What's going on, feminine? Good to see you. You said B-Day coming in a month, eh? Yeah, I don't know, you talking about yours or mine? My birthday's in a month. I said, today's my mom's birthday, but if y'all know, my birthday's in March, the exact same day as Kevin Samuel's birthday. Rest in peace to the Godfather, right? And if you guys are wondering what day that is March 13th, okay? We've been doing the birthday celebrations on YouTube the last several years now. We didn't do it in 2022, right? That was my first year, I was just getting the ball started, but we did our first one in 2023, as a celebration to Kevin Samuels. Did not realize, hey, 2024, let's do it again because it's my birthday. So you know what, though? Since we share the same birthday, we're going to do the birthday live again, right? It's a duel with me and Kevin Samuels. We share the same birthday. So I don't know if it's your birthday coming up, but mine's coming up next month too, okay? The big 4-5 is coming. The big 4-5 is coming. Yeah, your boy's middle-aged in the game. Yeah, let me see here. Scroll down here. Who's also in the chat? MOP said, yeah, my stream was messing up, but I saw you. Okay. Sorry to hear your stream's messing up, MOP. Let's see here. Let's scroll down here. Derek says, TDD Shorts Talk. With the Buckeyes spending $20 million for the championship team, did they set the bar high? It doesn't matter, Derek. It doesn't matter. It's college football. It all depends on how many donors and former alumni is willing to cut the check. That's how it is. It's the wild, wild west in college sports here. There's no collective bargaining agreement. I'm going to do a little bit of sports talk today, too, for a little bit. I'm going to get into that before I get to Irv Gotti and the other dating on Dick Nanigans. You know what I mean? But when it comes to college football, there's no collective bargaining agreement. There's no salary cap. It's just if you got that dough and you want that young man on your team, you cut the check and get that man on your team. It don't matter. Ohio State's going to pay what they're going to pay. Texas going to pay what they're going to pay. Alabama's going to pay what they're going to pay. Florida State's going to pay what they're going to pay. The big conferences in the Big Ten, you got the SEC, anybody in the SEC, Auburn, Georgia, they're going to pay what they're going to pay to get these young men. There is no bar too high. It's college football. There is no bar. Matter of fact, but depending on how some of these kids' careers turn out, some of these kids will make more in college football than they ever will in the pros. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, some kids make millions of dollars in college football and may never play a meaningful snap in the NFL, guys. And when I say a meaningful snap, they might get drafted, but they might be sold on the depth chart. They might be a second-day draft pick, and then they don't. Next, they're on the practice squad. And especially these quarterbacks. How many of these quarterbacks that you're seeing that's transferring, that they're giving them $1 to $2 million a year, and then they get to the pros and they're barely a third string. So, hey, Derek, real talk here. There is no bar high because there is no bar. There is no limit. It's just called who cuts the check and does that kid want to go there? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Pooh, man. You ninja watching. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you with the work here. First man, so you deserve it, Dave. Keep it pushing, big bro. Thank you, first man. Shout out to you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh, man, we got the first holla of the night, guys. Shout out to my man MOP in the building, dropping the $2 holla, pushing the blue plate in the chat. And since MOP is the first person to show some love, let me say this here. I love it when you make the chat turn colors. My man here dropping the blue in the chat saying, active shooter at Main Mall. Oh, snap. Okay, MOP. Hey, hold on, brother. Hold on. Salud. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with that first holla of the night. Man, there's an active shooter right now? Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me go ahead. I'm curious here. I'm not stopping the show. I'm not gonna do like I did on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Where I went and checked it out and everything. Let me just see here. Let me see if that's actually trending right now. I'm just real curious here, and I'll look it up later. All right, is it on here? I'm not seeing it here. It's not even trending. Okay. They say active, but, you know, normally X is on top of things here. Hold on. Let me do a quick search here. Let's do this. Let's do a quick search here. Okay, I do see something come up now. I literally got to type out the state Maine here. And apparently, there's a shootout. Okay. There's a shootout in Maine, guys. Hey, man, shout out to the... Hey, police be safe out there, man. You know, these white folks, active shooter, they going wild out here in these streets, man. So, hey, man, thank you, MOP. Appreciate you, man, for that first holler of the night, man. You know, if anything comes up, if something changes, if something spotlights, and when I'm doing this show here, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you, man. Got Jurgen in the building. What's going on, Jurgen? Good to see you, man. You in the house. Derek, he dropping the members chat. Been here for 26 months. What you got for me, brother? So for 26 months, Dave has been afraid to lace up the gloves against me. What I got to do is show up at his job. Happy birthday, my dudes. Fight me, Dave. Okay. God damn you, Derek. It's a peep game, Derek. Your arms are too short to box with God, to the God, man. You will never get a shot at Lucille. You see the green belt? You're never going. You ain't ready for it. You ain't built for it. Okay, just go ahead. You know what you need, Derek? We need to get Big Man back in here. You need to get your lick back with Big Man. Okay, as soon as Big Man gives you get your lick back with Big Man, then maybe you come holler at me. All right, you still got Big Man work. Shout out to Big Man. He became a member. I don't know if he ninja watches, but he came one time. He became a member, and then, you know, he's been off in the shadows, you know, but he did become a member. So if you're ninja watching, Big Man, salute to you, and out there you driving in these streets here. But Derek, you got Big Man problems, okay, from like a year and change ago. As soon as Big Man comes back, holler at him before you come back at me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, brother. Okay, let's scroll down to the chat here. Hey, what's going on, MJ? Salute to you. George, what's going on? Salute to you. Chi-Town, what's going on? Salute to you. Thomas Dorchester, 617 in the house. Salute to you. Jeff in the building from New York. Salute to you, brother. Good to see you, man. Thank you, Derek, for the birthday for my moms, man. Appreciate you for all the jokes. Appreciate you. First Man Gaming says, we definitely got to talk a little about Luka to the Lakers. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'll talk about that. Says, wow, really? They're going to squeeze out the small schools, says Derek. Let's see here. Scroll down here. Keep it going. Thomas says Travis Hunter will be cleaned out before he get his first NFL paycheck by his ratchet-ass woman. Oh, we know that. Oh, she gonna get him. He talking big and bad now. He came out of the shadows talking about, see, since I deactivated my comments, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about. Man, you're not tight. I like Travis as an athlete, but he's not wound too tight here. I hate to talk about him like this here, right? But you got to understand the cycle of news, right? You came and went because your girl stopped being a goddamn banshee, or you stopped posting because you turned your comments off. But the banshee's still there. It's just a pause in the situation right now, brother, and we ain't coming from you. Just to know that when football season starts, we know that your girl's going to come out of the woodworks again, and they're going to be talking about your ass one more again, man. So, nah, man, he needs to cool out, man. He's just that's the problem with these young people today. You know, I might have a conversation about these young people today. It's so ironic that people who are young, and I used to be young, but I wasn't this goddamn disrespectful. It feels like younger people in their 20s act like they're the only generation that matters, and everything only happens with them, and they thinking like, oh, this is our generation, not knowing that life's a goddamn rerun. okay? Everything that we're seeing is a rerun. It may be some little variations here, but there's a reason why that age comes with wisdom. You may not be the smartest person coming up, but age comes with wisdom and experience comes with that knowledge there for us to be able to matriculate and move the way we do in society here. And these young cats just don't understand. But you know what though is going to make them understand? Life. Life's going to hit them on the ass and tell them what's going on here. They may not listen to us now, but you know what though? Give them 10 to 15 years and see what happens. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't be clapping, says First Man here. What are you talking about? Okay, let me scroll down here. Oh yeah, not clapping over that. Let's see what's going on. Scroll down even more. What's going on, Pinball? Pinball in the building, representing Pennsylvania. All right, be safe on those roads, Pinball. Good to see you. Says you can't win, Derek. Hey, come on, Tom. Hey, Thomas, are you trying to do like Adrian? You can't win. Shout out to Rocky Ford, man. Shout out to Rocky Ford. That's what you're quoting here, Thomas. That's what I'm thinking here. Pinball says, happy birthday to your moms. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Scroll down even more here. What's going on, Mr. Gino? Mr. Gino's in the building. What's going on, Jay Walker? Jay Walker's in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, all righty here. I already said what's up to George Walker. I said that. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. Yes, indeedy. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to take the ticker off right now early. You guys know that. Let me just take this for the record once again. Hey, Thomas, your mom turned 85 yesterday? Hey, shout out to your moms too as well. Oh, man, your mom's birthday is a day apart from mine's 82 and 85, man. That's a blessing, brother. Your mom's 85, my mom's 82, man. Hey, Thomas, a blessing, man. Salute to you and your family as well, man. Happy birthday to your moms as well, man. That's what's up, man. That's dope, man. That is dope. Yes, indeedy. All right, took the ticker off for the Cash App here. Like I said, everything that I announced at the beginning of every live stream, you can go to my description box below. Just make sure you click on the More button so you can see the dribble that comes down with all the affiliate links, the codes, the Cash Apps, the emails if you want to email me, all that, guys. Okay? Let's get this party started, right? Are y'all ready? I am ready to go here, right? Before I get to Irv Gotti here, y'all see that thumbnail, right? We'll get to that in a second here. I just want to play catch up here because there's been a lot of stuff that's going on because my last live stream, if y'all missed it, we literally during the live stream, we saw a plane that went down in Philadelphia, you know? So I went ahead, what's going on, Show Enough? You know, I went ahead and I pulled up some live stream coverage up that there. There's been so much going on in the world today, you know? We got to be real. There is so much going on today, and I'm constantly getting bombarded with the question here. Hey, Dave, Trump's been in office now for 2 or 3 weeks now. What do you think, right? And my thing is, I'm a policy person, right? I am here for the policies that benefit me, or it's just kind of a shoulder that benefits me. We don't have any black things on the table that's tangible for us, but if there's things that impacts us that I say is, you know, we're getting the consolation prize, I'm all here for it. So many people are missing the point, don't even understand the 14th Amendment when we're talking about birthright citizenship. Had got into an argument with someone, I couldn't even finish my point what was going on yesterday with somebody because they made it seem like if you're ending birthright citizenship, I'm not going to be an American no more. You're not an American. And I couldn't get it out because the person was just going on the Democrat shillery, right? I'm like, the 14th Amendment is not for all these other groups here. So when Trump is talking about ending birthright citizenship, he's not talking about canceling the Constitution, the 14th Amendment. He's saying that let it go to the courts and let the courts dictate, is this is for the other people? Is this for the tether class? Is this for the illegal immigrants? Or what Trump said, this is for the descendants of slaves, the children of slaves, which is the descendants of freemen, AKA FBA. Shout out to my FBA crowd. I almost forgot to miss that tonight. Shout out to the FBA B1 crowd here. And that's what it's for here. And I had so many arguments. And the thing is, people can understand a half truth, but just because they don't like the person, it's just all this so much animus that you can't even have a conversation. I literally, this person, have not tried to talk politics, guys. I eliminate talking politics. But this person brought up politics and then proceeded to get in an argument with me. And I said, do you know why? Have you noticed I never bring up politics? And guys, I got to be real with you. When I migrated from being an Democrat to, like, say, a conservative, you know, person, the way I move here, it's like I choose not to engage because I know how the left, I know how Democrats, I know how the shillery goes where that they don't believe in logic. They don't believe in facts. And my thing is, even if I don't like the person, I'm not going to lie on the person just because I don't like them. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about the fact that I also got into an argument about Elon Musk because I work in the federal government. So in a sense, it kind of does impact me to a little bit, right? And the person just kept going on a tirade that I don't want this billionaire in my money. He shouldn't be there. He's not even an American. Now, here's the thing. I may not like Elon Tuzo. Do I think that he's sending his little dog whistle with the little Nazi salutes? Hell yeah, right? But just because I don't like somebody, I'm not going to lie. He is actually an American, and that's why we are subscribing to FBA, Foundational Black Americans, because Elon can technically say that he is an African American. Okay, guys? So I literally was having arguments with people talking about Elon's not even an American. So how can you really have fruitful dialogue, fruitful conversation, actually, banter that can go back and forth that can lead to something if people, even though they hate somebody, it's just willing to lie or don't accept facts? Hey, I know that there are so many things that is happening on both sides here, especially with the right here. My thing is, I'm cool with the policy that's happening right now because it's benefiting me. But I'm not going to lie just because I don't like somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to harp on too much about this here. I just find it so disengaging to talk to politics about people who don't even want to hear the truth. Even if I don't like somebody, even if I don't care, I'm not going to add lies on it just so that you can feel good about yourself here. And I'm saying this so that you guys can understand, do not engage in political talk with someone who's on the far other spectrum who will just cut you off and not let you finish. Because it's not going to get anywhere. Your best bet is just to shut your mouth and let them crash out like the Democrats are doing right now. Because for whatever reason, even if you don't claim Democrat, you are moving in leftist Democrat shillery. Let them crash and burn. Let them do their own things, guys. It's not even a point of arguing. It's not even a point of having a conversation. Because even when you bring something up, it's just like, oh, this, oh, that. And then it's going off. It's like, hey, man, like when Biden was in office and Kamala was in office, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a different conversation. So, hey, just let it be, man. Let it be. Derek says, y'all hear about the money Elon found being wasted? LGBT comic books for South America? Really? Yeah, there's a lot of wasted money. They don't want to talk about that. I was going to get into that. There's a lot of wasted money for some janky-ass documentaries with some hand sock puppets, having some, critical moves, how to fold your socks properly. There's some crazy stuff out there, man. So that's why I say shout out to the FBA crowd, because Elon Musk can actually say, I'm African American. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Jackson pulled that crap on us in 1988, and you see what we got us. We got folks who claim to be African American when we talk about African American, we're talking about the descendants of freemen. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to get that out the way here. Let me scroll. What's going on, Latricia Robinson? 50 Cent screaming F that. Many, many, many men. We're going to get to 50 in a second. Don't worry. What's going on, Trigger? Good to see you. Salute to you showing off. Yeah. Good to see you in the building here. What's going on, Keith Williams? I just want to get that out the way. Next order of business. We're going to move really fast here, guys. I had to get that off my chest. That literally happened yesterday. I'm not even giving you the blowback, because if I gave you the full story, you'd be like, Dave, why did you engage yourself in that conversation? And I'm like, I wasn't trying. They pulled me in. I wasn't even trying to talk politics with this person. They asked a question. I thought it was a genuine question because of my role in the government, and it just kind of went out from left field from there. God dizzle. What's going on, Demetrius? Good to see you. Said Pinball said, what's FBA, Dave? Yeah, man, nah. Yeah, what's FBA? Man, when people say that, be like this. Really? You gonna really ask me that question? All right, next order of business, guys. This is more of a pop culture live stream here, so I'm gonna move really fast here, right? So the next order of business is, guys, have you been following the NBA? I'm not gonna go too long on this here. I love this time of year for the NBA because I love the trade deadline. I love the trade deadline, guys. I am here for it. I want to see what players change teams. I want to see the team say, okay, we're giving up. They're just going to go ahead and crash and burn and tank and do a sell-off here. I'm trying to see the team that feels we are one piece away, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to make this move to go ahead and see this happens here. You know what I mean? And so what I'm talking about is Saturday nights. Because Saturday night, as you know, I'm a big diehard boxing fan. I ordered the boxing fight, David Benavidez and David Morrell. Now, let me lead into this basketball talk with this boxing here, right, really fast, right? So I was watching the fight, And I got to be honest, the people who I rock with the most, people I support, everybody was saying David Morrell, David Morrell, David Morrell, right? And you know why they were saying David Morrell? Because my black folks is rocking with the Cubans. You know? And so many people kept like in the box community like David Morrell this, David Morrell that. And I have seen David Morrell fight. I've been in the building. He was on the undercard for the Tank Davis-Ryan Garcia fight. So I've actually physically watched this man fight in live here. The man is a good fighter, right? But deep down, even though I never made a prediction, I was saying I was here for that Benavidez work. I was here for the David Benavidez work. I was rooting for him, even though I didn't make a public prediction. So I ordered the fight, and I'm watching it, and shout out to PBC on Amazon. Man, I don't know why these other content creators want to bash PBC so bad when they clearly have the best production game in there, especially now moving to Amazon here. You can see the quality. You see what we're doing. Man, it ain't the zone. I get it. You know, I love the fact that I can go on my cable. Don't even got to go to the app. I can go on and they actually have it listed in the pay-per-view list. Even though it's an Amazon Prime event, my cable provider shows you want to order this pay-per-view, you don't got to go to Prime. You can stay right here. So I ordered the fight, right? Ordered the fight. And if you guys don't know, David Benavidez mollywopped David Morrell. Okay? He gave Morrell an ass whooping. I don't care what anybody says. It was a classic boxing session, okay? Everybody was talking about how David Benavidez was talking too much stuff. And everybody thought with him talking all this trash that he was nervous. And David Morrell not saying anything. And it was like, David Morrell ain't saying anything. This man's from Cuba. He's seen it all in back. Since he's seen it all in back, he ain't got to talk. Nah. What we're seeing here, you can say hindsight's 2020. Now, David Morrell was talking that trash and was doing all that grizzly talking because he knew that David Morrell might shrink under the pressure. Benavidez is someone who has 30-plus fights. Benavidez had 30-plus fights. Morrell only had 13 fights. He used that to his advantage. He had the experience factor, and he used that to the aggression. You know why I say that? If you watch that entire fight, he was just pushing him back, walking him down. I think only on a few occasions you saw Morrell walk David Benavidez back. But he was just walking that man down, landing shots. His face was peppered up. He looked like he got into a fight, and he looked like he got his ass whooped. Right? So shout out to David Benavidez for getting the win. He is now in line to fight the winner of the Bivol Beterbiev fight. Like they fought, was it last year? And Bivol lost to Beterbiev, and Beterbiev is now the undisputed light heavyweight champion at 175 pounds. He has all the belts, right? Turkey Al-Sheikh went ahead and put that fight on. He was rooting for Bivol, so since Bivol lost, they automatically moved for the automatic rematch here. So the rematch is coming up pretty soon, but the winner of that fight now, because the WBC said it, has to fight Benavidez. Will that fight happen next? I doubt it, because of boxing politics. Here's what I hope what happens. Whoever wins that fight, of course, it's still undisputed at light heavy. Then they have all the belts still. They go ahead and fight this man, Benavidez, for all the marbles here. They got to go ahead and put it out there on blast, right? But here's one thing I can see what happened. Because now that you're running back-to-back fights for undisputed here, there's going to be some sanctioning bodies that's going to say, yeah, we'll allow for the rematch, but we need our things to come up here. Even though the WBC said they got to fight the winner, one thing got to be look out for is the IBF. Because I have not seen an IBF defense in light heavyweight in a second here. I could be off here, but I wouldn't be shocked that after that fight, even though the WBC say you got to fight Benavidez, the IBF says, well, you know what though? Since Benavidez has an interim belt, he's now ranked in our division, in our rankings here. So you guys got to fight the winner of our IBF title or lose an IBF belt. I see that happening, unfortunately. Hopefully not. Hopefully Benavidez has the chance to fight for all belts. We'll see later on this year, guys. All right, but reason why I brought that up, because after the fight was over, I was dozing off. I was tired of my sofa and everything. And all of a sudden then I wake up, you know, I wasn't late. I wake up and I'm on my phone. You know what I mean? I'm on my phone and then I see, wait a minute, a big ass trade. Then I see, wait a minute. I say, hold on. Luka Doncic gets traded? I was like, nah. This Shams is getting hacked. People are just making stuff up. Wait. Luka traded? I know Mark Cuban is not the full majority owner of the Mavericks, but before he sold the team about a year and a half ago, and he still has a minority stake, and they say he's still, quote unquote, still somewhat part of basketball operations, Mark Cuban said that Luka gonna be a Maverick for life. You know, he was saying this for years and years. Even when he was on the show Shark Tank, he was saying Luka gonna be a gonna be a Maverick for life. And then all of a sudden, then I hear that he got traded for Anthony Davis and one draft pick. There was a third team, but they helped move some assets over to make it work here. I was like, hold on. So I'm moving like I'm typing, I'm looking everywhere. And I was like, oh damn, this thing is real. Let me just say this for the record here. Now that the dust is settled, Luka Doncic has been traded to the Lakers of all teams, right? We need to understand something here. We need to understand that the stories are not coming out. But the great white hype that Luka is, and the boy is cold. Something was going on in Dallas for them to say, we're cutting cheese on our white superstar. We got to put it out there, guys. How often in the NBA's history that we have seen black superstars who have been arrested, have done a whole bunch of other things, and don't get traded? Guys, one example to come to mind is Allen Iverson. All the janky stuff that Allen Iverson was involved in, whether he did it or the media manufactured it, right? He was in so much stuff, and Philly did not trade him till he was close to 30 years old. All right, after he took them to the finals, and they realized that championship window was over, because that team in 2001, guys, that team, he carried that squad. They had Iverson and a bunch of defensive dudes who couldn't get their own shot. Dikembe Mutombo was over the hill. You had Aaron McKee, who was good at defense but couldn't create his own shot. Eric Snow just there for some defense, You had all these guys here for defense, and just Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson had that hip-hop album. Remember, he went by Jules. I'm showing my age here right now if y'all don't remember that. He was going by Jules and everything. He went through all the practice. We talking about practice. We're not talking about a game. All the stuff, the baby mama drama, the arrest, the cornrows, the tattoos, the change of the guard to NBA, and Philly still hanged on for as long as they did, right? I'm telling y'all, something is gonna come out, but they're being extra nice. Because I hate the draw race in this. He was like, it's always a race thing of you black Negroes. But if this was a black superstar who's been to 5 All-NBAs, who's been a perennial All-Star, been Rookie of the Year, taking his team to the conference finals, and as well as been to an NBA finals here, and we know the way he's moving is going to be a future MVP, and you go ahead and you trade him before the age of 26? I'm telling y'all, no matter what, there is nothing you can tell me. There is something behind the scenes that they're not saying, but that would have came out if that was a black athlete. If there was a black athlete, there'll be a whole bunch of other lies. You will see manufactured AI videos of dudes up in Live Club, 2 a.m. Look, he supposed to be at the game tonight. Look at him the night before, he in the club. You will see bottles being popped. You will see him alcohol. You will see weed videos, smoking videos. You will see all kinds. You will see DUI arrests. You will see all kinds of allegations of real stuff that happened if that was a black athlete. And when we see a white superstar athlete, let alone a European one, all they keep saying is, oh, they're just mad because he was overweight. They said about the culture. Man, come on now. Something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Shout out to Keith Sweat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Keith Sweat. But something's going on. And then here's the added thing, too, before I move on. I'm going to get back to the chat here. He was in line this summer for the Super Max. He is someone that was the number 3 pick in the NBA, so he had a high rookie deal. And then because he made those All-NBAs and All-Star teams, he had the rookie max extension. So he was in line next year, guys, for a 5-year, $350 million contract extension. When you do the numbers without the incentive and bonuses, he'll be making $69 to $70 million that last year of that deal. But since he's traded, the way the collective bargaining agreement works is that you have to be with your team that drafted you to get those things here. Once you're traded, that supermax is off the table. So he goes from 5 years, $350 to 5 years, $229. Yo, he goes to making about an average of $69, $70 million a year to about $42 to $45 million a year. And people say, well, he gonna be in LA, he gonna make it up. I don't care if you do make it up. You're still losing $110 million. Guys, let me repeat it again, guys. He lost $110 to $115 million by being traded. You can't tell me that the owners in the NBA were all involved in this here to some degree here. They were, because if Luka got that contract before 25, 26, and then by the time he gets to his fourth contract, by the time he's 30 years old, he would be making close to an average of $100 million a year with the new CBA that's in place now, this new TV money. And the Mavericks said, we rather trade you than pay you $70 million per year. This was the new ownership group, guys. The new ownership group said, nah, we don't care if you widen you making us a gang of money. We don't feel that you're worth it. We'd rather deal with Anthony Davis, who is 6 years older than you and who got injury problems as well. Guys, they're not going deep enough. Like I said, y'all know y'all Laker fans probably love this here. We got our next transition superstar. And yes, y'all do, right? But there is something behind the scenes. Maybe this puts a light under Luka's flame here. This may light him up saying, I'm going to make Dallas pay. You know, they just went to the finals this past summer, guys. They were just in the finals, and now you're cutting bait like this here. I'm saying that they're giving this man a whole lot of grace. Okay, because we know if it was a different skin, we would be hearing everything under the sun, how he was a cancer in the locker room, how he was late to practice, how he missing buses and missing team plays or just late, or he was just disrespectful to the coach. And let me add another item, guys. Their former coach, Rick Carlisle, I believe Rick Carlisle coaches the Indiana Pacers right now. Did you know that Rick Carlisle, who was coaching this man here for several years, and the Mavericks offered him a contract extension, and him as the coach said, no, I'm done. I'd rather retire than stay coaching this superstar, even know how cold he is. And now he left, he's with Indiana. Guys, do you know what an NBA coach looks for? If he has a superstar to coach and the lineups up with that, that may keep him in job and help him get an NBA championship. Rick Carlisle's like, nah, I don't care how cold this boy is. I ain't signing no extension. Coaches are normally fired. Can y'all tell me the last time that a coach said no to a contract extension? Like, it was on the table, and he said, nah, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm going to go to Indiana, okay? Even though Texas has no state taxes, and I'm working for one of the best owners in pro sports here and everything like that, and I got arguably one of the top, at the time, you know, with one of the best youngs, and now became a top 5 player in the NBA. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go, and you know what, though? Y'all be good. Come on, man. That should have been, there should have been some stuff back then, and we really didn't harp on that. And then we saw Brian Windhorst over during the NBA Finals just going in, and how you saw Luka just cursing out his own teammates, his own coach, talking about call the replay when clearly he wasn't playing no damn defense. I'm telling y'all, they giving this boy a whole bunch of grace that they wouldn't give us here. And I'm not saying I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just saying, though, something is not smelling right here that you cut bait like this. Normally, if you get a superstar and you get him locked to her long term, you build around him. Now they're saying, nah, hey, yo, Lakers, y'all handle this here. Y'all do it. Maybe because the land of LA and the milk of honey, y'all can get them right here. But for us, we're not going to do that here. You know what I mean? So let me go back to the chat here, man. Let me see what y'all saying. Let me go up here. Says, you know I got a message you, Dave. Yeah, I know that, man. Says, shouts to my man Kareem in the building, dropping the $2 holla, pushing the blue plate in the chat. What you got me, man? Laker gang, parade loading. Hey, I don't know now. now, Kareem. Calm down, Kareem. Hey, brother. Salud. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with the super. Appreciate that for that holla. I wouldn't say that just yet, man, because they need to upgrade that roster big time. And between now and tomorrow's deadline, because the Thursday, tomorrow's the deadline, they need to make some moves. They need some help. And then now they could move the players that claim to be untouchable. You know what I mean? You can go ahead and make a few trades if they do that here. You know what I mean? Luka and LeBron, they both got to dominate the ball, so we'll see how that works here, because somebody's going to have to sacrifice. And it's not going to be Luka. Luka is the franchise now. He's the one that's 25, right? Because when LeBron got with Dwayne Wade, and we saw that that first year, even though they got to the finals, Dwayne Wade had to say, I'm taking the back seat because LeBron is the better player, even though this is my team, right? Somebody got to take a back seat. When LeBron went back to Cleveland, they had to work it out with him and Kyrie, so they finally got that working, but Kyrie was so young, he said, I want out of Dodge, right? And then the same thing, too, when LeBron, left Cleveland back to L.A. and they added AD, there's gonna be some adjustments here, right? My thing is, when two people demand the ball, dominate the ball, that means that the adjustment has to be on LeBron's end, all right? And in 22 years, LeBron has not adjusted. Everybody's adjusted to LeBron. So I want to see if LeBron will adjust, because when LeBron doesn't adjust, it's just going to be, you're going to see some pick and roll, but then you're going to see a lot of ball dominating. But you know what, though? We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot to handle, but they need to upgrade that roster. Ain't no parade this year. What's going on, Vince? Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Shout out to my man JD in the building. JD in the building, man. Dropping the $10 holla. Thank you for the support, brother. Pushing the yellow plate in the chat. What you got for me, man? Love and support as always. P.S. Seeing the Lakers get Luka for nothing makes me mad. Sounds like collusion to me. Oh, let me holler at you, JD. We're going to move on here in a second. Let me holler at you, JD. Hey, brother JD. Salud. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with that yellow super. Hey, come on, JD. We got to put some respect on AD's name. I've been hearing this a lot lately. This trade was not for nothing, and this is not collusion. I know AD has had injury history in the past, but Anthony Davis is a future Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis just won a championship with LeBron about 4 or 5 years ago. He's been healthy this year and relatively healthy the last year. So the last 2 years, he's been on the goddamn court, guys. And AD is arguably the best big man in the game. You say when it comes to big men, you got him, you got from Denver. I'm just drawing a blank here. The big man from Denver. And then you got Joel Embiid, right? Those are your three best bigs, right? Jokic. I'm sorry. Jokic has been a 3-time MVP, right? A 1-time champion. So we arguably know that he's the best big man in the game right now. In line, I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to get the MVP this year, but he's in line for a 4th MVP. With Joker, then you have Embiid, and then you got AD. But since Embiid can't stay in the court, it's AD as arguably the second big. Of course, you can put Giannis in there depending on the position, because he's a 4, but he haven't played a 5. So literally you have the 3-headed monster of Joker, AD, and Giannis, right? But when you look at their overall games, AD is arguably he's a better rebounder than Joker. He's a better defender than Joker. Since that Joker got that passing game, got the whole overall offense game that allows him to run that point center to dictate the whole flow of the game. But AD isn't AD a top 75 player? Is he not playing at an all-star level this year again? He made the all-star team. He is, when you look at it, he's going to impact Dallas defense so much when he's in that paint. And then you're going to run that pick and roll with him and Kyrie. Isn't AD averaging like 25 points a game this year? Or close to it, am I wrong here? We are putting so much disrespect on Anthony Davis because he's a big and he's been injured in the past for so much here. He's been injured, but these last 2 years, he's been on the court and he's been producing. Now, defense doesn't really show in the box score unless you're looking at blocks and rebounds, but how many shots he alter, the defense clogging the paint, driving lanes, the rebounds, the offensive rebounds, even the rebounds he doesn't get with the blackouts because his presence allows for other guys to get the rebound, the pick and roll game and all that stuff like that. We got to put some respect on AD. all right? We acting like AD is Bo. Or like his daddy, we're acting like AD is Manute Bol, his daddy, rest in peace. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, shout out to the Lakers. You know, we'll see what happens when Luka comes back this weekend. But AD ain't no slouch. It wasn't for nothing, brother. Listen, just understand. This is arguably the first time in NBA history that you had a mid-year trade where two players who were traded for each other, not only were they all-stars, not only are they all-NBA, but also two on the cusp of Hall of Fame careers. And then you still got AD performing at a high level. You know what I mean? You don't see that. Normally, when you trade a superstar, the other team is rebuilding to start the process. Dallas is saying, Luka's missed so many games, and that's why we're kind of down and out right now because he's such a big part of our offense. We get another all-star and defensive anchor like AD, we got a chance. We're not punting on this team. We're not punting on the year. We're not punting in general. We just need somebody because Luka is not in our cards. So, hey, man. We got to put some respect on AD's name. Appreciate you, JD. Appreciate you. What's going on, Cole Creek? Good to see you. What's going on, Ken? Good to see you. Yeah, let's scroll down here. Keith said, about to go to the NFL experience tonight, the Super Bowl this weekend. Try and look. That's what's up, man. Shout out to you. Lou says, Kyrie about to throw some sage. Hey, come on, man. Kyrie's having one of his best years right now, too, guys. That's one of the main reasons why you've seen this trade. Kyrie is having arguably one of his best years of his career right now. The dude is balling, and then you're going to get him a big to run that pick and roll. That's going to be monster, okay? I'm curious to see them together, him and AD. That's going to be monster. And AD don't got to play the 5 now because Dallas got Derek Lively. Damn, that was a good draft last year, right? You drafted Derek Lively as a rookie. No one had any idea that boy will be that good that fast, right? You get Derek Lively. And I forgot, they also got the other big man that they had picked up too as well. And in the trade deadline last year, they added P.J. Washington. So now they got defensive depth. Klay Thompson's not the old Klay Thompson, but he's still shooting at 39% from 3 this year, right? So I put it together after the All-Star break. Hopefully no injuries, and we'll see what happens to Dallas because they're not punting. They're saying, yo, we got a chance. So, yeah, shout out to them here. Peter says, what's up, Dave? What up to you, man? Good to see you. Mark said, Dave, the greatest ability is availability. He's been the most expensive mascot in NBA history. Dallas medical staff must be scared with him and Kyrie. Yeah. I mean, he was out when they traded him. He was out when they traded him. He ain't been playing. He's been out since December. You know, he out of shape. They keep saying he's out of shape and things like that. Now, guys, Google the video after they won the conference championship. He's drinking the beer in the hallway. And I think it was Michael Finley who went and grabbed the beer, didn't say nothing, and then walked away. That's telling how they feel about Luka. Anytime you see any star player win a conference or NBA championship, you never see them take alcohol at guys' hands. They took that beer out of his hands like, dude, we had this conversation, dog. And Luka looked at him like, yo, why you take my beer for? I tell people to hold my beer. Why are you taking my beer? I'm telling y'all, we're not hearing the most of it here, man. We're not hearing the most of it. So Luka's an amazing talent, but he gets paid $1 million to play ball, and he has an obligation to keep himself in shape, and going to L.A. with that lifestyle could be detrimental. It might be, Peter. It might be. We'll see, though. We'll see. Last time I saw something like this was Adrian Dantley for Mark Aguirre 89. Hey, Lou, that's not even close. It ain't even close because Adrian Dantley or Mark Aguirre were not top 5 players. And Mark Aguirre's from Chicago. All right, I remember when they did that Detroit. I was young at that. Adrian Dantley was an all-star, and I know Mark Aguirre was a baller in Dallas, right? But they both were not top 5 or top 10 talent. It's not even close. We're talking arguably Luka's a top 5 talent, and depending on where you peg AD, especially this year, he's no lower than top 10. He's no lower than top 10 this year. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Lou, but that compares not even close because you literally got 2 all-NBA players. You know, I mean, of course, Luka missed all the games. He might not qualify for the awards because they got the game stipulation. But when you look at the all-NBA first team, second team, and third team, you see AD and Luka there almost every year the last 5 years. Yeah. What's going on, Vince? Good to see you, man. All right. Let me do this here. Thank you for that, JD. All right, guys, I got that out of my way here. I want to talk about that. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to talk about the football yet. I'm going to wait till Friday for my predictions, you know, but I'm just going to say this for the record. It's kind of hard to go against KC, man, until I see somebody knock Patrick Mahomes off that is not Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's days, got a suit on in the goddamn booth. Right? So I'm not making my prediction yet, but I'm going to wait till Friday. But it's just hard to go against Patrick Mahomes. We'll see, though. But at the same time, though, who going to stop that mean back of Saquon Barkley? You know what I mean? Who going to stop that? You know, what's going on, T. Orlando, my resident hater? So Mark the Guardian says, from 2023, he missed 108 games. That's a lot of games, man. That's a whole season and change, 108. You're talking about 3 years? In 3 years, he's missed 108 games. So in 3 years, he's missed a third of those games. That's a lot. That's a lot, Mark. That is a lot. So, you know, I'll have more commentary on this once Luka's actually suiting up and able to play here, you know, but we'll see. But also, too, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen between now and tomorrow, because Jimmy Butler trying to get traded and he's trying to force his way out of Miami. And there was this big deal about him going to Phoenix. And now Phoenix can't trade Bradley Beal because he won't waive his no trade clause. And now they're talking about trading Kevin Durant. And all the rumor mill was Kevin Durant going back to Golden State. And now they're saying he don't want to go back to Golden State. So now they're saying that he may go to Miami. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. NBA is all over the place, man. I can't wait to talk about it till after tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. After tomorrow at 3 p.m., I can't wait till the dust settles, man. So, yeah, let's go. Yeah, so shout out to everybody in the building. Likes up here. Likes up. Okay, guys. I got that out the way. Let's get to the thumbnail, guys. Let's get into it. Y'all clicked on the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. Let's get to I wanted to talk that. I had to get that sports talk. It's been like 4 or 5 days since my last live stream here, right? Thumbs up. Beyonce wins Grammy for Country Album of the Year. Yeah, she did. She was all shocked. And the ironic thing, you saw all the white racists were so mad. They're trying to play certain clips. Oh, I didn't know this was a country album. And they play like a snippet of like a breakdown of a song here. Y'all know that was a country album. Y'all need to stop that, okay? We created country music and letting y'all hijacked it, and then y'all want to call it cultural appropriation when black folks decide we want to do country music again. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Tier Lounge said 3 miles a day at 46 years old is getting tough. Oh, you getting your work in, Tier Lounge? Shout out to you, man. So, yeah, man, hey, shout out to Beyonce for winning, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she wins a Grammy, she wins a Grammy. You know, she made a country album. It sold more than everybody else. So, you know, hey, if people bought it, people thought it was critically acclaimed, people liked it, a majority of people who didn't like it. So, you know, when it comes to the awards, it shouldn't be, I can't stand the fact that when you see these award shows and somehow critically acclaimed and the album sold like 300 units and then they want to give them a goddamn Grammy compared to the album that may have sold at least 800,000 units, may have went platinum, and the people consensus love it, but they don't want to give the love. You know, I can't stand that crap. I hate it when they give these awards to movies where only 5 people watch it, or an album that may have been dope, but only like 10,000 people downloaded it, but then want to give them an award, right? There has to be something involved where that if the people buy it and the majority of people say we love it, that's got to go more into consideration than this critically acclaimed crap. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, T. Lee? Said black people never stop doing country music and her album is not exactly country. I never said they never stopped doing country, but you want to know something? If you do 50% of your album, 50% of your album is country songs, you have a country album. If over half the material is country material, you have country material, okay? When we see an R&B artist and then they actually have a couple of rap songs on there, or they have a rap feature, we don't call that a hip-hop album. We call it an R&B album with some hip-hop features. You know what I'm saying? So if you have over half your album that is country derivative here, you have a country album. Now, you may have a mix of other art forms where you throw a little bit of, you know, other stuff in there because she's been in the game for 30 years. But if over 50% of your album is country music, you got a country album. And that's what she got, whether we like it or not, whether you're a Beyonce fan or not. I'm not a Beyonce fan, but you know what, though? I'm a black person. I'm going to support the black person over the white racist establishment. You know what I mean? Grammys have nothing to do with the album sales. I know that. I know it doesn't matter. T. Lee, you're not listening to me here. I said it should be a consideration. I said that it should be a consideration, because if the people are buying it, then that means that the majority of people may like it more. That's what I'm talking about here. Sales should be in the equation. It shouldn't be no critically acclaimed where only 50 people buy an album. But when you look at the people who vote, who are the members of the RIAA? You see what I'm saying? The people of who are those members compared to the listening public who actually buy the album? That's what I'm talking about here. I said it had nothing to do with this, but it should be considered, because if the masses buy it, then that's what the masses are speaking, whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Dave calling Beyonce a country artist like calling Jay-Z Easy Eyes. Know what, MOP? Y'all can hate on all you want. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna keep it a buck here. I'm not gonna skate over this here. If you make it out, if I decide, guys, that this is a black podcast, this is a black channel, and that's all I do. But if I make the transition to talk about politics more than 50% of the time, this becomes a political show. Plain and simple. You may not like the semantics, but it is what it is. You know? Mark says the issue is Beyonce doesn't think it is a country album, which she said, which is part of the uproar. Country is pop nowadays anyway. Hey, you know what though? It is what it is. The songs that matter are country. We can't go and say, listen to this interlude, Dave. Look at this 45-second interlude, and listen to this hip hop beat and stuff like that. Man, come on, man. The problem is, even though that I ain't got no pony in the race, even if my thing is, even if I don't like the person, facts are still facts. Like I said about Elon Musk earlier, I may not like Elon Musk, but facts are still facts. And I'm not going to argue against somebody just because I don't like them. Facts are still facts. I know that the Academy doesn't care. You're not listening to me, T. Lee. I said it should be a consideration because the masses, y'all ain't paying attention. I don't get it why some people don't. I literally said that. I think that, no disrespect, I think that when I go against the grain every now and again, people get upset at me. And it's like, yo, I'm telling you, here's the thing. I said what I said here. I know the Academy doesn't care. I'm saying it should be. Sales should be in consideration. Should does not mean they do. Like, I use my words very carefully, T. Lee. Come on, brother, rock with me here. I use my words very precise. I didn't say that it is, but it said should be in any category, especially in the movies. Whether it's talking about the Grammys or the Oscars, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 50 Cent getting rich or die trying to never win a Grammy. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. 50 Cent dominated. And we're going to get into 50 now in a second here. 50 dominated, didn't win no awards. That tells you that the RIAA are voting members who don't know what the hell they're doing. His first two albums should have won some award, at least one award. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about here. That's why I don't give a damn about those people on the committee, because they don't know what the people care about. They vote who they want to vote for. It's all by committee in that sense here, you know? I love that they are destroying a country of auto-tune and pop backgrounds like they did rap, Feel Our Pain. You know what I'm saying? I hope more black people do country music. Whether y'all hate the artists or not, I hope more black folks do country music. You know why? If we go back to our roots to country music, we gonna sell more than all those other country artists. That's why I'm here for it. Whether you like Beyonce or not, I'm here for it because all those racist trolls are crashing out right now because Beyonce said, I'm going to make me some country music and people going to buy it and they going to buy my stuff over y'all white people over here. I don't care if it's Beyonce. I don't care if it's Jay-Z. I don't care. Name me a black artist that's FBA and they make a country album for it. I'm here for it to see them cry their babbling tears. Y'all missing the big ass picture. The big picture is they are crashing out because a black person is in their genre and they can't handle it because they're selling more than them. That's what it is here. Whether you like the black artists or not, I'm here for them crashing and burning because we are black excellence. Right? People? Are we or are we not black excellence? We have showcased in this country when we decide to do something, and we have the resources behind it, we kill it. We destroy it. No one comes close, and that's been in all aspects of entertainment or in the walks of life. When we put our mind to it and got the resources, and we go 100 miles and running into it, there's nothing they can do to stop us except sabotage us. You know what I mean? Man, he says, it's only a matter of time until the city girl music moves the country. Now, the city girl movie's done, Mark. That's done. That came and go. People gonna claim city girl, but that whole music movement, that's crash and burn now. You know what I'm saying? Showno's like, I'm here for the crash outs all year. Exactly. Some of y'all missing the bigger picture. These racists are losing their minds. The tethers are losing their minds. The boule class is losing their minds. The people on the far left and the racists, however you want to, they are crashing out here. And they're crashing out because of what we're doing. Whether we decide to go into their realm or our old realm, or when we delineate people, they don't like that. We're not generic Africans. We're not one big old coalition of black people. When we decide, no, we black Americans, no, we ain't like these others here. We decide to do this and we do this, but we ain't with y'all, and they're losing it. They are losing it. Yeah. Yeah, that boxing. Yeah, forget that dude, T. Orlando. But yeah, let me get to what while we're here, right? I decided to do this live stream on Irv Gotti because this kind of hit home to me. Let's get into it now, guys. Let's get into it. Enough of Beyonce, because y'all get pissed off. Every time I mention Beyonce, some of y'all getting a goddamn tizzy. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, whether I like a black person or not, if they're dominating the white society, we need to be on the side of ours who's dominating the white society, whether you like them or not. That's the side I'm on here. That's the side I'm on. When I see white racists crashing and burning, that's the side I'm on, the opposite side of that. Okay. So true, if whites can do rap, the blacks should still do country. Thank you, Thomas. Because know what happens when the white people do rap music, like the Post Malones of the world? They get on black people's music. We co-sign because like, oh, this guy's a good artist. And then once they get on, white folks see that they're on. And then once they get on, they stop doing rap and they go immediately to pop music. We build them and then they leave ours. We build them, we help them get credibility, and then they go elsewhere. Look at the singer Pink, for crying out loud. When Pink got started, she was doing R&B music with nothing but black dudes in her videos. Now she's back. She no longer Pink. She got blonde hair, and she's just shucking her little white girl body around. You know what I'm saying? So nah, the point is, even if you don't like the black artists, and they are black artists, when they make the white establishment crash and burn, you should want that. You should want that. I ain't telling y'all how y'all should think, but when you see these white folks going out of their goddamn mind, you should be like, I don't like Beyonce, but damn it, good job this time. Two things can be true at the same time. You ain't gotta like the artist, but you like how they're making these racists crash out. All right, man. Remember Charlie Pride? Yeah, Thomas. So let's get to the thumbnail, guys. This one hit close to home to me. Likes up in the building. Pink got a tight little frame. Yeah, she still can get it to Orlando. Pink still get it. But let's get to the thumbnail here. Like, this one hits home to me with Irv Gotti. He says, I've never been a fan of Murder, Inc., and I don't know ish about the story. Well, I'm going to put you on game, show enough here. I woke up this morning. No, I'm not quoting the Jill Scott song, guys. I woke up this morning, dress. No, I'm not going to do Jill Scott. No. But I woke up this morning. You know, the first thing I do, I check my phone. I'm like, okay, what time is it? I'm all draggy, you know, and then I start seeing like, you know, emails and notifications. And then the one thing that I see, it says, Irv Gotti, our life support. I was like, what? I was literally like this. I was like, what? Irv Gotti on life support? So then, you know, like, whenever I see news like that, first thing I'm thinking is this some kind of troll, or is this some stuff that just, you know, whatever's going on, right? So then I see a few articles and they're saying that Irv Gotti had been battling illnesses for a hot minute now, and that now he's, they don't have all the details, but the people reporting it is saying he's in a stroke and he's unresponsive right now. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I had no idea Irv Gotti was sick. So I started digging down and drilling down some more, guys. And, you know, sure enough, in T. Orlando, I was drilling down. I was trying to find some information here, right? So then I started looking, and then I saw that he did the Drink Champs interview a little bit over a year ago. So then I watched the Drink Champs interview and I say, you know what? I'm going to talk about this today. Whether people are a fan of hip hop music, a fan of Murder Inc., or know who he is, or you know of him but didn't care about him, I said, I want to talk about this here because this story here is not just a hip hop story. This is not about a music executive who at one time was one of the biggest executives in music in general. Even if you're not a Murder Inc. fan, you're not a Ja Rule fan, you're not an Ashanti fan, at the time Murder Inc. was on top of the charts, Irv Gotti was the man behind the scenes who was running the whole show. And at that time, at that 5 to 7 year window, Irv Gotti was probably one of the best executives in music, not just hip hop, in music. And that is undisputable whether you like him or not. You know, I'm like, wow, the problem is that, you know, he got caught up with the Fed. There was a big old Fed case because it's his association with Supreme Grip, big time, you know, dealer in the streets, you know, who had a rep, you know, and the Feds were after him. And by association, the Feds went after him and basically drove, you know, Murder Inc. down to the ground where that when the Feds, you know, ice your accounts when there's a federal case and you have no money, no resources, was able to fight the case and win it, but basically just squash any momentum they had, all the money. It's basically when the Feds come after you like this, they're basically saying, we're shutting you down. Whether you win or lose, you lose, right? I'll dispute it. He had 2 artists stop it. A.T. Orlando. I don't care if he had 2 artists. Look at the total number of album sales from Murder Inc. during that time period. Look at all the #1 songs that they had during that time period. And the biggest indicator, number 3, how much money Murder Inc. made. You can say they had 2 major artists and everybody under them, you didn't like them. The thing was, they have the receipts, T. Orlando, whether you like them or not. And that's the way I move, guys. Whether you like the artist or not, I will talk about the facts. And I said I wasn't a big Murder Inc. fan, but during, 1999 and around to like 2004, you couldn't get around the radio without hearing somebody from Murder Inc. You know what I mean? They were doing, they were doing more than units. All right? They were making boo-koo money. Okay? So my thing was, at that time, as an executive, when you hear the stories that Irv Gotti told to Orlando, every single executive, and these executives, like Peter Cohen's of the world, whatever it is, every idea that Irv Gotti said yes to, they said no. And every time that he said yes, it went to gold. He made money. Whether we like him or not, he made money, right? So I can say, like, you know, he was smart and instrumental, whether you like him or not. His music placement, his production placement, where he was getting the features from, when to release it. Everybody knows that Ashanti's not a good singer. She's okay, barely, and she's good in the eyes, and she got those yams. But when Ashanti dropped that first album, it was like the largest single album for a female ever in history. I know people was probably broken that, but when Ashanti dropped that first album, it did more units in the first week than any black artist female artist in history. I know it's probably been changed, but she made history. And you know who's behind that? Irv Gotti, the producer, the executive producer of the album, as well as the man running Murder Inc. here. Puffy is greater than Irv. I'm not saying Puffy. I'm not saying Irv I said during that time period, Irv was making more money, was moving more use than when Puffy was. Overall, Puffy has a bigger track record. During that window, Irv was beating everybody. T. Orlando, do you understand that Ja Rule sold more records than Jay-Z on some of those albums? Here's the one thing that we forget. Jay-Z never really had the #1 selling album. He may have had critically acclaimed. He has like classics, like Reasonable Doubt's a classic. Volume 1 to me is a classic, but he never had those #1 albums like a Murder Inc. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So Dane better than Irv. During that time period, Irv was moving more units. We got to go by the numbers, brother. We got to go by the numbers, you know? So let me see here. LA, now you trolling me, T. Orlando. Now you trolling me. Now you're trolling me. But I state that to say that Irv, in his prime, was on his business. Whether you like him or not, the numbers, the units, the money they made, the number one singles can't be denied. But like I was saying here, this is not really a hip-hop story. This is a health story, guys. Even though he was a top executive at one time, made a lot of money, and he made history to a degree, this is not a hip-hop story. This is a black men's health story. Let me repeat that again, guys. This is not a hip-hop story. This is a story regarding the health of us black men. Like I said, I want to repeat this one more time so y'all can hear it in the back. Wait a minute. I want to make sure I get my megaphone out. This is a story for us black men, people. Why am I saying this here? Well, let's lead into it here, because about 2.5 years ago, Irv Gotti made a big deal, a $300 million deal to sell his masters. Excuse me. He sold his masters and had a 9-figure deal. Let me bring down the screen here to talk about this. I think he's been sick for a while, and all these decisions kind of play in time here, right? Hold on here. Let me pull it up here. Here it is. Let me put this on the screen here.
Oh.
Whoops, no. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to go myself on the bottom screen here. This has happened a couple of years ago. This happened a couple of years ago, 2022. Irv Gotti strikes $300 million deal for Murder Inc. master recordings. That is goddamn huge here, guys. When I first heard it, I was like, Irv Gotti is selling the masters? Right? I said, oh, damn, right? So as we scroll down to this article here, it's from a couple of years ago. Now, like I said, this was in 2022. Businessman and producer Irv Gotti is used to making money moves. Gotti, who founded Murder Inc. with his brother Chris Gotti in 1998, helped produce some of the biggest hits in hip-hop and R&B from stars like Ja Rule, Ashanti, and Jennifer Lopez. Now he's turned that catalog into a new deal worth hundreds of millions of dollars. According to Music Business Worldwide, Gotti struck an agreement with Iconoclast to sell his stake in Murder Inc.'s master recordings for a hefty sum of cash. The signing of a deal worth $300 million, Gotti said. $100 million of the deal is me selling my masters, and I only own half. I own 50-50 with Universal Music Group. Half my masters is worth $100 million. That's insane. According to Gotti, born Irvin Lorenzo, the remaining $200 million from Iconoclast will be an investment for his upcoming projects here. Let me scroll down a little bit more. It says, not only is the company buying my masters, but they're giving me $200 million line of credit for me not just to produce and create, but now own my television properties, he said. One of Gotti's first projects will be a reality competition called Double Threat. So I want to read this article here, guys, because just 2 years ago, he owned 50% of all of Murder Inc.'s masters. Universal owns the other 50%, which means that the entire catalog of masters for Murder Inc. is worth $200 million. So he decided that, just like Future, he sold his masters recently for like $75 million. You know, you've seen other artists they've been selling their masters, you know, and he decided to get in the boat too, right? And I was like, oh man, his stake is worth $100 million? And then at first, when I thought about when he made the sale, it made sense because him and Ashanti were having this big old beef going back and forth, and she wanted her masters back, and Irv said, I'm not selling you your masters. That's why you see certain artists will re-record their music And so when they re-recorded, then of course the originals, those are the masters, but when you record, people might buy the new version. So Irv may be looking at the fact that, look, I own the masters. Everybody's trying to recreate the music, so the masters may not be worth nothing. I'm just gonna sell it outright right now. Let me cash in. Because when people say, why would you sell your masters? Like I was explaining about people making content, you make the most money off your content the initial release. Now, after years and years, of course, you can sell it, use the publishing, things of that nature, but the core of that money is made, and normally within that first year of sales. After that, it's going to be a big drop off. But since he's been running Murder Inc. since 1998, and when he made this deal here, that is literally what, 24 years when he made this deal? So he gets $100 million, and then he got a $200 million line of credit to make his own projects. And knowing someone like Irv Gotti here, he does make quality products from time to time when he's been on his game and have the resources before the FBI and the feds raided him during that big old Fed case, right? So when I looked at it, I said, okay, first thing when I first looked at it, I said, this is a smart move business-wise, because you got artists mad who want their masters, and you say, hey, let me cash out now because they're going to keep making new material and then make my masters renderless if they re-record their material. But now that we're here today, yeah, you're right, Tierra Land, I was going to get to that. Taylor Swift's doing the same thing right now because she don't own her masters. So what she does is she re-records that music, but there's a little bit of a change in the album name, and then she makes miscellaneous changes, so it's technically a new piece of work being re-recorded. So then she's adding new masters to it because she can't get her original masters. So yes, you're right, Tierra Lando, she's doing the same thing as well. So at first I'm thinking this is a good idea. Get your money, Irv, right? Because you are the executive, and technically you do not have to give the master to the artist, because like he said, the artists can go on tour and keep making money and do their damn thing. As the executive, you have nothing unless you sign the new artists and keep signing artists, keep making these deals and keep making these albums. So he does have a point from a business standpoint. It's like, yo, I own the masters. I have a right. You get to travel and get to perform and do shows and make money as well. But now that we're looking at it now, yes, it was a sound business move. But at the same time, it's not just only a business move, because he made this move at 50 years old, which is 2.5 years ago. He's 52 now? He's like 54 now, right? He's 54 now, so 51, 52 when he made this deal. Now when I look at this now, guys, as we're going to get into the heart of the story here, it wasn't just a good business deal to secure his family's, when we're talking about building generational wealth, 100, even though Uncle Sam getting his hands on it, some of that, 100 million is still 100 million. That's still 9 figures, people. Taylor went and uncountrified her earlier music, says T. Lee. T. Lee, you said she uncountrified it? Hey, don't make me laugh, T. Lee. Said she uncountrified. I like that one, man. I don't listen to Tay Tay. Let it call her Tay Tay. I need to look into that, man. I didn't know she uncountrified it. So did she make it better, T. Lee? You let me know. T. Orlando, T. Lee, you let me know if she re-recorded it better. But now that I look at it now, I think that Irv Gotti not only sold this because of the bag, hindsight's 2020, and if the reports are true, he did this because maybe he was thinking about his own mortality. Because when you're sick and when you understand how sick someone is, you start making different decision moves, right? What am I talking about here? Let's bring this article up now. Let me bring it up here. Let me bring it up here, guys. Irv Gotti and about his health. We're here because it says, let me pull it up here. Hate these damn ads, guys. Here we go. Gotti has previously spoken about his struggles with diabetes, people. It's rampant with black people. What it does is it starts deteriorating your body, he said on Drink Champs in August of 2023. When asked if his condition was under control, he responded, no, I've been diagnosed with diabetes forever. It's hereditary. Here's the thing, guys. I didn't know he had diabetes forever. So now when I start getting information, this perks up for me, guys. This perks up for me now, okay? Like he says, when my blood sugar gets too high, shot of insulin is reversible, but you got to change the way you eat, the record producer continued. He also described the challenges of following a proper diet. You know what's effed up with diabetes, so anything that you're going to like or taste good horribly for you, you're supposed to eat some leaves or some ish like that. A representative from Gotti confirmed in 2024 that he had suffered a stroke, telling TMZ Irv has been struggling with diabetes for years, which caused him to have a minor stroke over 6 months ago. He has since changed his diet to eating more healthy, and he's been successful in making a full recovery. Irv is not in a rehab facility. He's at home with his family enjoying life. This is why I'm saying, guys, this has become a health story here. I had no idea that Irv Gotti was suffering for diabetes forever. Let me go back to the big box. T. Orlando said, diabetes killed my grandpa. That's what I'm talking about here because, guys, you guys follow me. If you're new, you knew. You may not know this, but I talk about this frequently. My brother died this time last year. He was only 50 years old. My only brother, too. It was only two of us. Me, he's my older brother. He's 6.5 years, but in calendar years, he was 7 years older than me. And January 9th, when he passed away last year from diabetes complication, but if we want to be really honest, he technically... I'm just being honest. He technically passed away in October because that's when he had his heart attack. And he actually had his heart attack the weekend of Halloween. So, we were fighting and battling throwing November during Thanksgiving and then Christmas. But, by that time, it was like they already told us, like, it is what it is right now, right? So I'm telling you from somebody who watched, lived, and was there with somebody who was battling diabetes for north of 15 years and change. And it, like you said, when Irv said it's hereditary in my family. My brother passed away last year. 6 months before that, my cousin was only 52 years old. He didn't die from diabetes, but he had diabetes. So it impacted him. I had two cousins from my aunt, who both, they passed away. One was only 30 years old. Back when I was like 17 years old. His older brother, who had diabetes before him, he lived to 50 when he passed away, but he died about a decade ago in 2014. And that's just my cousins. I also had another cousin that passed away around 2018. I can't remember. It was before the pandemic. But he was like 48, 49 years old. It wasn't diabetes, but he had diabetes or something else. I just don't want to be inaccurate about it, but he also suffered from diabetes as well. So it's something that runs in my family. It runs rampant. And that's why I'm saying to my black men, if we understand that we have diabetes or it runs in our family, or if your doctor says, yo, you got it now, we got to make life decisions here. We got to make changes. So what I'm going to do here, fair use. I'm going to play this Drink Champs interview. I might get, I clipped it. I'm only playing a small portion here of this clip here, guys. So this is from last year. But the thing is, if I had watched this last year, I would have known right away, right? So let me pull this clip up. Fair use.
So what is diabetes for a person that don't know?
Hold on, let me pause here. Before we even get started, look how skinny Irv Gotti is. If you knew about Irv Gotti just by, just following hip hop music and just watching music and videos and just being in the news, he was a chunky brother. He was a big brother. You can see it, he had a wide face. If I had watched this interview a year ago when this dropped and I knew that he had diabetes, you know what I would say, people? If he don't, without even hearing a word he's going to say what we're going to play right now, I would tell you guys, he's got 5 years. Just like my brother and dealing with that, guys, I seen it firsthand, slowly but surely delete him. I watched it in real time why this man, day by day, slowly decompress. I see him just day by day. It was a slow death, guys. I do not wish this on any enemy. So soon as I pulled up the clip here, I go to the Drink Champs interview and I see Irv Gotti. The first thing I says, I wish I would have watched this a year ago and changed, because I would have told, it's not me being mean. I'm saying if this man does not change his lifestyle, he ain't going to be with us in 5 years. So fair use. Let me play this clip here, guys.
I don't fucking know.
It's your sugar levels in
Sugar
your body.
levels.
Right. So that's the thing where people
It
be like,
runs rampant with black people.
It's dangerous.
Right.
It's dangerous though.
all right.
And what it does is it starts deteriorating your body.
All right.
So
And you good? Like you got it under control?
no.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, because when you been diagnosed, or this is a recent thing?
I've been diagnosed with diabetes forever.
It's
Because
usually
this is like the smallest I've ever seen you. Like
It's hereditary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been diagnosed with diabetes
you have to do insulin.
time to time. Not all the time, but time to time.
Okay.
When my number gets too high, shot.
All right.
Wow.
I heard that it's reversible.
Yes, it's reversible, but
It's really a diet thing.
you got to change the way you eat.
Like be a vegan?
You got to all that. But you know what's fucked up with diabetes? So anything that's you're gonna like or taste good, horrible for you.
Fried chicken.
Forget it.
Killer,
Like carbohydrates are all sugar.
Cupcakes.
not killer.
Liquor sugar.
Now what's some
Tuna fish sandwiches.
what's some nasty shit?
Rice cakes?
Yeah, rice cakes.
Rice cakes?
No, what's rice cakes is not a good experience. Like broccoli,
Spinach.
I had some garlic broccoli last night. It was good.
garlic,
Garlic's not good?
probably not.
Wow.
So what the fuck do you eat? Cardboard?
You're supposed to eat some leaves or some shit like that.
You playing, right?
No flavor because everything got sugar.
I
Yeah.
told you, if you fucking eat something and it tastes good, it's better.
Even too much fruit is sugar, depending
That's
on
right.
the level of diabetes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So watermelon, you can't have no watermelon?
I can have fruit, but
He has to watch how
Moderation.
much of the sugar.
Yeah, I said watermelon, not fruit.
No, that's-
Watermelon is a whole different thing for black people.
this
Yeah,
is why my,
it's out of the fruit category.
this
It's
is why
out of
my
the fruit-
kids get mad because I'm be telling them like, yo, I'm gonna live.
Right.
I'm like, y'all motherfuckers want me to die
Right.
and not enjoy life. I'm gonna enjoy life and do.
Hold on, let me pause here, guys. Hold on. Now, check this out, guys. The way he's talking a year ago, you can tell by his size and the way he's talking that he did not transform his diet. So if the reports are true, it's the reason why we're hearing about this second stroke that he's had. They said he had a stroke 6 months ago and was actually walking with a cane. So by him talking like this, it is so hard to change your diet. It is so hard to eat when you're a diabetic, when you got to take insulin and you know that the things that you love is killer to you. The things that you love, even though the things that are proteins and nutrients, but to a diabetic, to a person's body, that is toxic, that is poison. And so when he's saying that, I want to eat a watermelon, my kid's going to die, I'm going to live, right? See, this is the person's mind state that says, you know what? I'm going to just do what I'm going to do. And if I die early, I die early. Right? This is what he's saying here. But you want to know something, tribe? The people who talk like this do not live long, unfortunately, because you cannot straddle the fence. And for my religious people out here, this is the equivalent of saying you can't serve two masters. When you got something this detrimental to your health here, you have to make a complete 180 change. Don't say 360. You know why I say never say 360? Because 360 starts here, brings you here, and brings you right back to square one. 360 means you're coming back to where you started. No, you need to do a 180. It's the opposite. You need to go across the street. You got to go the opposite. And until you get your mind state that says, yo, I'm changing. I can't eat it. It sucks. And you know what? This is what I got to do here. And the reason why I'm saying this here, because unfortunately, my brother used to talk like this. What's going on, Rod Walker? My brother used to talk like this, right? And once he got so far gone where that the other kidney was down and he was on 15% on his good kidney. He was on dialysis 3 times a week. By the time you get to that point, you know what he was saying? Yo, he was fighting to live. He was, my mom was there and it was cooking for him and had changed his diet. But a lot of times when you get to that point, when you finally say, yo, here I am, I'm changing, sometimes it's just too damn late. Because he was on the kidney donor list for 5 years. They say that you could be on there for as long as 7 years. So he had been on there for 5 years before he had his heart attack and he passed away. He was still on the list. So when I say that, as soon as you hear the words diabetes, as soon as you hear that whatever level of spectrum you're on, you have to make the change right then and there, because you don't, your body changes to everything you're eating is toxic, everything is poison, and it will fast forward and accelerate to decompress and destroy your body here, right? And the main thing there, I don't know if he mentioned it here, we're gonna get back to the video, is alcohol, guys. You can't drink alcohol. Alcohol will speed up the process whatsoever. So by the time that my brother was really sick, he was fighting to live. But at the same time, though, I'm like, he's talking, Irv was talking just like my brother when he was at a certain point. It's like, yo, I'm doing good, but I gotta live. And it's like, and I say, you ain't gonna live if you just don't cut this out completely. So let's continue, guys. Let's hear the rest of this part of the interview.
Do certain shit.
All right.
No, Dad, but you can't do that. I'm like, guys, stop me.
All right.
Because it's like I gotta live.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna have the fucking watermelon.
Watermelon. Goddamn, make some watermelon.
But what you're supposed
Let me pause that here. No, that is wrong of them clapping. That is that BS. Nori, I am mad at this here right now. I hope Nori comes back and sees this saying, hey, I shouldn't have been clapping. I don't care if he says that I'm gonna eat this watermelon, I'm gonna live. Cause you know it's not cool? Dying at 50. Black men, do y'all hear me? Life is short and long at the same time. Does that make sense? Life is short and long at the same time. Because next thing you know, like for me next month, I'm going to be 45 years old. And I look back and say, damn, my 30s already gone and I'm halfway through my 40s now. But you know why? And it just came out like it's a blur. But you know why I say life is long? Because when you're sick and when you're battling and you're dealing with it here, time drags. Time's dragging and it slows down and you're just dealing with it, and it's not a good look, people. It is not a good look. So life is long and fast at the same time. Let's continue.
to do, exercise.
All right. All right. You gonna go see Russell in Bali?
No.
In Bali?
In Bali. Why not?
Still out in Bali?
Yeah, he out there running rapid.
Running rapid. Running rapid.
Oh no, what's wrong with me?
Well, he's in Bali because of all of the bullshit. Right?
I didn't hold back nothing, man.
Well,
He's in Bali because of the bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the clip that I wanted to play here, right? Because the reason why Russell Simmons got brought, because Russell Simmons actually reached out to him and wanted him to come to Bali because he wanted to say, hey, man, don't use Western medicine. I'm out here. Let's do these things naturally here. I want to get you right. But he never went to Bali, of course. He never reached out to anybody whatsoever. So here's what I want to do here. Let me go ahead and pull this back up here. Whoops. Let me do this here. All right. So the reports are that he had a stroke 6 months ago and was walking in a cane. And so they're saying that he had another stroke right now and he's not responsive. I haven't seen any other updates since this morning, but it's not sounding good. And, you know, Derek in the chat, I see you saying that you dropped 6.5 and lots of, okay, you know, Derek is someone who's had health problems, and we've talked about this in the past, Derek, and everything like that. And I've mentioned this in my own family here, and I'm saying that this is not a hip-hop story. This is a black men's story. This is about the black family story here. We are impacted, seems like the most when it comes to diabetes. and we are freaking hard-headed just because we like the way certain food tastes. And I know I'm drinking this lemonade, it's got sugars, but I'm not diabetic. I go to the doctor all the time, but let them tell me I'm a diabetic, I gotta make changes. But we can't wait until the last minute when we decide that our health is at a certain point where you say, you know what, though, I'm gonna get my health right. Soon as the doctor tells us that there is a problem, we need to jump on it quick, fast, in a hurry. Because do you want to be in a situation where that you let it linger? And then next you know you're fighting back just to get back to zero instead of saying, hey, you know what, this bad thing's happening right now. This is gonna suck. I'm gonna have to sacrifice because I am trying to live. Mark the Guardian says everything you thought mattered and it stressed you out doesn't matter anymore once you get a bad diagnosis. Facts, Mark. Exactly. All the person that may have said a bad word to you, or you had a road rage incident someone cut you off, or someone said something out of pocket. All that means nothing, because once you get a bad diagnosis, Mark, or once you get hit with some heavy information, that's when we as men, we as people, we are then faced with our own mortality. And once we're faced with our own mortality, we don't know if tomorrow is going to come. The older we get, that's when we recognize, like, man, life is short. And you start seeing your friends get sick. You start seeing your friends die. You start seeing family members die. Aunts, uncles, moms, pops, grandparents, right? And of course, when you're younger, it's one thing. But once you get to your 40s and 50s, it hits differently, people, doesn't it? Because then we start thinking, man, I may not wake up tomorrow. Man, my people may not wake up tomorrow. Or man, even though I'm 45, I don't feel 45. I always thought that when I'm 45, I feel old, but no, you see, when these things come about, everything else don't matter, because now you got to get yourself right. And it's not only just for you, because what we don't understand is that if something happens to us, there's this thing called collateral damage with the people who love us. If we have kids, we have sons or daughters, especially if they're young, the idea is that we're old enough so that our kids can see their parents, and we can be a parent to them and guide them, give them wisdom and show them the way, right? Not them having to bury us at a young age. And then next, they're growing up without their father and their mother, whatever the case may be. We're trying to be older for our kids, people. We're trying to be older for our family. Well, if you're married, your spouse wants to be with you. Your spouse is not trying to bury you. No one wants to go to, how many funerals I've been to the last 5 years? It's not a good look. When we understand that we got a problem, we got to jump on it. We got to work on it. We got to make self-correcting moves here, because once the end is here, the end is here. T. Lee says, I faced my mortality at 19 and I haven't been the same since. T. Lee, I think you mentioned that to me a while back, man. That is crazy, man. It's good to know that you're doing good here, right? But T. Lee, ask me this question. Since you understand this, and Derek, you understand this, and T. Orlando, you mentioned something here as well. Once you get hit with that hard diagnosis here, doesn't laying down at night changes for you? When you go to bed and go to sleep, don't you think differently? When you move at 2 p.m., doesn't that hit differently now? When you see younger people and you see little babies and you're kind of holding your little niece and nephew or whatever like that, or if you had, doesn't that hit differently? I'm not saying this to demonize Irv Gotti, but we as people in general don't understand how things are so catastrophic until we get there. And when we get there, it literally is something that's going to hit us on the goddamn head, because we think we're Superman at times. And we're not. We're only human beings, And so the fact that Irv Gotti is only 54 years old and he's in an unresponsive state here, I am hoping that he pulls through. It doesn't matter if I was a 50 Cent fan back in the day, or, I hate the way Ja Rule was moving. Only for the rule, baby. Y'all remember Ja Rule. Only for the rule, baby. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't like somebody, the last thing that I'm telling everybody this right now, like I said, I watched my brother suffer for at least 14 or 15 years, and I don't wish that on my worst enemy. And I'm telling y'all, whatever he's going through with diabetes and all the reports are true, I know what he's going through. I know what his family's going through. And it seems like it makes more sense now for him to sell his masters and get that line of credit where he got that 9-figure deal. Because when you're looking your mortality in the face, and if you have the means and resources, what do? You start doing things like, let me secure my people. Let me secure my kids. Let me secure wifey. If we got grandkids, I want to secure this legacy right now, because if I demise, there might be court battles out there where that they might not even be able to sell these masters properly. They might not even get the best deal because I'm the biggest man in this family. Before the feds came, raided everything, I was making tens of millions. I had these people having #1 hits. I was on the radio. We were on tour. We were on the magazines. We were getting to the bag. Def Jam was bigger than everything here. So let me go ahead and secure this deal now so that if I live long enough, I get to enjoy it. If I don't, my people's going to get this money without the bureaucratic red tape of some lawyers and some trust. It's going to make my wife and my kids have to fight through hula hoops to get this money. Rod Walker says, solid message, change and improve, do better is the way, eat right and stay active. Says, exactly. It says life lesson is if you act when you are completely broken, you are the Humpty Dumpty when you had a chance to make adjustments while you had your health. Yeah, man. Derek says a heart attack and 20 days in the coma really did a number for me. I remember you told me that, Derek. That is a long time. That's Jamie Foxx status, Derek. Think about it. When I watched that Jamie Foxx special on Netflix, was it last month, when he went under and said he woke up 21 or 25 days later, you basically was out of pocket for a month. You wake up in a month of the world is gone. That is something for you to understand. And I appreciate Derek over the years have been honest, and it's been, with the tribe, and we talked about these health ailments and our conditions as black men here. Because when you get to that point, you wake up, it's wait a minute, I was gone for a month? And you don't know it till you wake up. Because guys, when it's over, baby. What's going on, Upper Man? Good to see you. And said, if you don't have life insurance, please get some. That too, showing enough, man. I'm about to give me some more life insurance for me and mines. I've been doing good with my money. I wish I could be better. We all wish we could be better with our money, unless you Elon Musk, who's billionaires, right? But I've been doing right with my money, and I have some insurance. I'm going to give you some extra insurance because I have a daughter, and I have nieces and a nephew, and of course, I'm the breadwinner in my family, so if something happens to me, the way that I'm moving, that stops unless I secure their future. I'm securing my future, but if the worst happens, I got to secure for mine's here. So you're right about that, man. So here's what I want to do here, man. Let me go. I'm not done yet. Let me go back to this article here. Hold on here. Here's what I want to do here. I want to talk about this 50 Cent part. Actually, let me do this here. Let me go to this other article. Let's go to 50 Cent here. 50 Cent's a goddamn demon. Right? Let me get to the part here where it said 50 Cent is, I talk about Irv Gotti, and we've talked about, the health and things of that nature. One thing, why does 50 Cent come into play here? Said, Dave, I couldn't walk, I couldn't feed myself, or get in the bathroom. It was horrifying. I understand that, Derek. Man, I know it's horrifying. Hey, Derek. And guys, listen to Derek. Before I get back into when we get to 50 here, that is serious, because think about it. We are men. We have egos. We are self-confident, and we are self-reliant. And if you can't even do the bare basics of going to the bathroom, do you know what that does to the mental? I understand, Derek. I understand. T. Lee says, get burial insurance and pay for final expenses to a reputable company. Yes, man. TD&D is a provider, man. I take care of my family, T. Orlando. I'm not gonna joke around about that. I take care of mine. I got a lot of people that depend on me. Like I said, my mom just turned 82 years old today. I have to look out for my moms. I got to look out for my woman. I got to look out for my daughter. I got to look out for my my two youngest nieces. I got my nephew's a senior in high school as well. And then, of course, I got my two older nephews. They're grown, but I still look out. Man, I got my mother-in-law here and stuff like there is so many people that depend on me, T. Orlando. I have to move the way I move. Now, life is going to move on. Something happens to me, but you think they want something to happen to me? I gotta be a provider, brother. 50's a troll guy. Let's get into 50 here, man. Let me get in this. This is from Hip Hop DX, guys. This is from Hip Hop DX. And it says, Irv Gotti ruthlessly trolled by 50 Cent after reportedly suffering another stroke here. So here's the article here, right? It says, 50 Cent is showing no mercy towards Irv Gotti after his old nemesis reportedly suffered a second stroke. According to All Hip Hop, Gotti was 54, has suffered another stroke after battling health problems in recent times, including the stroke last year. Says here that while many have expressed sympathy for the Murder Inc. founder, 50 saw no reason to change his tune and in typical fashion savagely trolled Gotti over the news. In an Instagram post on yesterday actually, on the TV and movie mogul posted a screenshot of a headline about Gotti suffering a stroke saying, "Damn, I wanted him to see my shows, yo." Hey, man, this is wild. Yo, here's the post here right now. Like, you see the link here, guys. The Irv Gotti on live support, friends and family saying their goodbyes, right? This is 50 Cent's post, 33.9 million followers on Instagram. And what does he say here? Dick with the eyes, damn. I wanted him to see my new shows, y'all. God damn you, 50. You are goddamn savage. So Derek said, all I can do is pray. Yeah, so 50 doesn't discriminate. I respect that. Let me state this for the record, guys. So many people got so many harsh things to say about 50 Cent. I want to be honest. I wouldn't do this. Say that for the record, people. Me personally, because I know firsthand of watching somebody die before my very eyes and other cousins have battled this here, I wouldn't done this here. But people, how many of you are dealing with somebody who you know is associated with someone who tried to delete you? We gotta remember, no matter how wrong you think 50 Cent is, and it is wrong to a degree, right? I say to a degree, because just because I don't agree with something does not mean that I can say I understand, right? I understand. Because remember, 50 was shot 9 times. And who's the one who shot him? You know, because of all this, remember the song Ghetto Quran about 22, 23, 24 years ago? The Supreme Team, Griffin, them, they came at 50. And they wanted to make sure the people associated with Supreme, Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, they're all in that mix there in Queens, right? They're all there. And even though that Irv may not have pulled the trigger, he is closely aligned and associated and took sides with the man who tried to delete 50. So think about it, guys. If you knew for a fact that somebody tried to delete you, and not only try, they got some licks on you. They landed. They got the bullets in you. It changed your life. You live. Everybody associated with the people who try to take you out, wouldn't you have no love for them? Wouldn't you look at them and say, I hope all the bad things life happen to you and you only? If something bad, you get shot, you have a disease, you think that you gonna care? Did they try to, let me see here, what you saying here, Pooh Man? They tried to delete him. It's his, that's what I'm talking about here, right? Rod says, it's brutal, but them trying to offer him allows him to be extremely merciless. Exactly. That's what we're talking about here, guys. 50 Cent said what's wrong, but there's levels to this here. If somebody tried to delete me, you think that I'm going to care that something bad happened to them? Okay, you didn't try to delete me, but you are best friends and you co-signed this man trying to delete me. And then you know what happened after you tried to delete me? I survived. I lived. And I made it my life's mission to make sure that I beat you at any cost. That's basically what, in a G-rated version, that has been 50 Cent's mantra, right, Tribe? These men, no matter the beef in the streets here that was going on, I never tried to murk you. It was on wax. We can talk all day long. I know the street code, but everything I did was on record. Y'all took that to retaliate against me, and we were beefing back and forth on record, and then y'all brought that to the streets, and then y'all tried to take me out. Y'all even screwed over one of my record deals. So now that I recover, I have recovered from my wounds. I healed. It changed the way I talk for the rest of my life. I have scars on my face because a bullet went through, right? I talk differently. I move differently. So, and the fact that I have survived, my life's dream is to make sure that you lose no matter what. So this may be karma for Irv. Rod, I was getting to that. Maybe. I don't wish diabetes on anybody, but we got to understand the people he was associated with and the things that the people they did. And of course, we're talking about speculation. We don't know if he may have had a hand in anything here. And even if he never pulled the trigger, did he offer resources to help these people? Because he did offer resources to stop 50 getting record deals until he got the deal with 50, with Eminem and Dre. Says, I have zero empathy for my enemies. That is what we're getting at here, showing up. 50 in the face of death says, I don't give a damn. You are my enemy for life. I do not have compassion. I am Crash, and I don't give a damn. Do you think that they had sympathy for 50 when they left him lying for dead with those 9 bullets in him? Big pun. I lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live. Ever since I brought that up, everybody been quoting me on that from that album. People trying to steal my wife, but it's my life. Remember, Big Pun was singing on that song, T. Orlando. You trying to steal my wife, trying to take my life, but it's so hard. I lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's trying to live, baby. He's trying to live. So, is 50 ruthless and unmerciful? Man, 50 is the biggest troll there is in the game. But if you guys understand the history, he is the one person that we can say, I wouldn't do that, but I understand if I was in his shoes. Am I right, guys? Let's be real here. Diabetes, I'm telling y'all, is something that I wouldn't want on my worst enemy. But if my worst enemy tried to delete me for 50, that's a different ball game. And because of that, 50 has no love. And you can't get mad at him, because what's going to happen here is you will have the Christian Bible thumpers that say, we got to turn the other cheek. Those events happened decades ago. We gotta have love. We gotta have compassion. WWJD. What would Jesus do? You should love thy neighbor. You should go ahead and show compassion. Man, that's what these white racists and these white supremacists been doing to us for hundreds of years. Go ahead and beating our ancestors' ass, killing us, putting us on trees, gaslighting us, telling us something that we're not here, holding us down from the things that we deserve here in this country here. And then if we see someone bad happen to them and you want us to turn the other cheek because you gave us a book and said this is what God tells us to do, or is that the book that you wrote that tells what God is telling us what to do? Demetrius said 50 got shot at his grandparents. Yeah, he was in front of his grandparents' house, right? He was. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, for them to do it at home like that, you have no cares about any kind of gunfire or play that would go ahead and shoot innocent victims. You know what I'm saying? Wait, hold on 1 second here. Let me look at this here. Sorry, I gotta, what's this here? Nah. Okay, sorry about that. Someone had texted me. Okay. Thank you, Demetrius. So I'm saying for 50, he has every right to feel how he feels. And unless you have a similar situation like 50, he's probably the only one that can be this savage about this. Any other person, I'm like, man, pray for him. I hope. 54 is young as hell, guys. That is young. I don't want to live to 54, guys. I want to live past 54. I want all y'all to live past 54, right? And if you guys are older than 54, I want you to live longer than that. You know what's dope? Getting our health right and living into our 80s, into our 90s. Like I said, my mom turned 82 today. Who was it? Thomas that said his mom turned 85 yesterday? Forgot who it was. I'm sorry if I just drew a blank here. Who turned his mom? But you know what's dope, guys? I see the Cash App. I'll get to the Cash App in a second. Dope is getting old. Dope is getting older with your health and your faculties and able to experience more wisdom, experience more people coming up under you, and seeing your people grow up and things like that. That's beautiful, man. 54 is still young, So except for 50 Cent, man, I hope that the reports are not as bad and he pulls through, because I'm sick and tired of hearing another story, whether related to me or in the news, of another black man who was young, in their 50s is still young people, who demise because of their health. Guys, we gotta take better of ourselves here. I played that video clip. If you guys missed it, you can rewind it back. At the time of that Drink Champs video, he was not ready to make the changes. And when you are of that mind state, if you're not ready to make the changes, you're basically saying that I am ready to die. The problem is, people speak like that when you are able to do certain things. But when you're sitting on death's bed, you're going to question yourself. You're going to say, damn, I should have done this differently back then. You're going to have regrets. You're going to have doubts. You're going to wish you want to go back and do what you want to do, these things differently, so that you had a few more extra years. Because once that door is knocking, it's about to open up, you can't go back. Nobody that we know personally has went over to the other side and came back and told us what it was like. Nobody has had, you can say Jesus, but do y'all know Jesus? No. Personally, we don't know anybody that's died, went to the other side, was gone for a week and came back. It's like, yo, man, I was dead, man. I was in hell. Man, hell is fire. Like, yo, I was in heaven, y'all. It was kind of cool up there with the clouds and everything, but it is all right, but I'm back, baby, I'm back, baby. Arr. And I did that because think about it here. Like, we lost DMX. I mean, that was part of that Def Jam era. We lost DMX a couple of years ago. DMX was 50 years old, right? We lost D at 50. If the story's true, Irv Gotti is 54. We're just seeing so many men of our black ilk dying too soon. So I say, as I move on to my next subject here, because this is the heavy topic here, like I said, this is not a hip-hop thing. He's made his money. He's done his accomplishments, made hit records, made millions of dollars, had an issue, and was able to come back and make another 9 figures. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, we cannot take that with us. You're right. Fat Man Scoop. Thank you, Ken. Shout out to you. Yeah, we lost Fat Man Scoop last year. Saw how big Fat Man Scoop was. His name was Fat Man Scoop. Yes. When we get on that bed and when it's over, we're going to be like, man, I wish I would have done something differently. So come on now, people. If you know you got something to work on, don't wait until tomorrow. If you have the opportunity right now to make that change, to start the process so that you can be here, even if the change only does to the fact that we don't know our own internal clock, right? But let's say that if we were able to find out and if we were able to make a change and that change says it gives an additional 4 years of life, would you guys take that? Or you say, man, it's only 4 years. What's the big ass deal? right? If you knew for a fact that the changes you make gave you an additional 4 years, would you stop right now? Or you would say, the hell with them 4 years. Ain't that big of a deal. It's not even a full decade. It's only 40% of a decade. Nah, that 4 years could be the difference of you being 76 to 80 or 75 to 79, 80. Because you know what, though? You may not think it's a big deal now, but wait when you get to that door. And then next you know that it's coming. You know it's inevitable now. You don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or next month. You know you're going to say, man, I wish I did have 4 more years. I wish I didn't have 4 more days. So I just want to send a shout out to all my black men out there, all my FBA brothers and sisters out there. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Because if you don't, no one else really will, because no one can do it for you. And when it's too late, it is too late. So please, if you got anything that you got there, get it, and get it right. And if you do not have a regular doctor and you are working and you have insurance, there is no goddamn excuse for you starting after this live stream tonight or even right now. I saw some people don't go. I'll tell y'all right now. Find you a personal doctor right now. You know, it may take you a few different doctors of visits, but find you somebody who that you can see, because if you got a copay, your insurance gets taken out of your check every time that you get paid here, right? You might as well use that copay and make regular appointments. Even if it's not my appointment time, I go see my doctor just to have questions. My copay is $7. I'll pay gladly $7 to drive to my doctor's office to sit down and have a conversation with him for 30 minutes. He don't gotta prescribe me nothing. I literally do this. I sit down and we talk and we have a dialogue so that I can live longer. Do that for yourself here. Get yourself a primary doctor. Stop it when you get sick and you want to go to the emergency room. You can't go to the emergency room every single time you get sick there. You need somebody who is constantly, regularly monitoring you, who has a personal chart about you, who regularly does blood work and sees your family history and know how you're living. And so that when things do hit critical mass, he can look at his chart and say, you know what? You were here before and now you're here and we see all these things here. We can work on some things to get you right. Instead of waiting till the last minute and then now you're playing catch up. So please, 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 I implore every one of y'all, get a regular doctor, get checked up regularly. If you know you got a problem, please work on it now, because time waits for no man. It doesn't. When it's over, and we won't even have the thought processing about it. And if you got money like Irv Gotti, you ain't gonna be able to enjoy it. Here's the selfish part of the story here. He just got another 100 million. He's not going to enjoy that 100 million now. Your family enjoys that 100 million. And that's good that you got your family right, but how is it that you got the bag and you don't enjoy none of it? Your peoples are enjoying your work. You should be able to enjoy your hard work before you pass it on to the next generation. So I say, get right. Enjoy your life, but do it right, people. We're still here, guys. I'm not going anywhere. Shout out to my man, Ken in the building. We got the Cash App game here. He dropping the $3 Cash App, y'all. Hey, man, I love it when you drop the Cash App game. You guys can do the same thing in the supers as well. My man in the Cash App got the $3 holla says, for what it do, Dave, just supporting and enjoying the show. Man, thank you, Ken. I appreciate you, Ken. I didn't mean to wait that long for the holla, man. Hey, brother, salute. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with the super. Oh, man, the super Cash App. I'm saying not the super, it's the Cash App. Let me highlight over here. All righty. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for that holla, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. It says, Show Enough says, one of my favorite Houston artists, Big Pokey, literally died on stage while performing. I heard about that, Show Enough. I didn't know much about him, but I heard about that. Was that like a year or two ago that happened, Show Enough? Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember hearing something about that. Big Boy lost the weight too. Yeah, Big Boy Derek had that gastric bypass surgery, but he talked about all his health problems too as well, man. I'm glad he lost it. He ain't Big Boy no more, you know. He just Boy. He said, Pooh Man says, Everything was cool until Marvin Gaye came in here tripping. Hey, come on, Pooh Man. Pooh Man. Yo, do y'all know what movie Pooh Man got this from? This is how it went down. Guys, I brought alcohol today and I ain't had not one sip. That's how I thought it was a series here. This is how it went down. Man, everything was all good till Marvin Gaye came in. Marvin Gaye? Yeah, Marvin Gaye. First sip, right? But that's what happened. Pooh Man. That's like what happened in the movie, right? Pooh Man. Yeah, what movie? Does anybody know what movie that's from before I move on? Come on, man. Everything was cool till Marvin Gaye came in there tripping. Come on. Can anybody know what movie that came from? Shout out to Pooh Man. One of my favorite movies of all time. We quote it all the time, guys. If you're a semi-regular, you know it. Anybody? Going once, going twice before I say it? While I'm waiting here, let me get to the super. Shout out to my man, Upper Man. Upper Man in the building with the $4.99, $5 holla pushing the green plate. What's good, Upper Man? I'm glad you came in the chat, man. What you got here? Like that baby said, BS, a BS, a BS. You don't have to be a devious or evil, but righteous indignation is a thing, AKA righteous hatred. How you living, brother? My man dropping the cash out. My man Upper Man, hey, brother. Salud. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with the super. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the holla, man. Oh, it's 09? I'm thinking about another artist then. T. Lee, my bad. No, so I said it was last year. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, okay. I got it right then. So it was last year. My cousin was last year when it happened, so it's showing up. Okay, that's the same thing I was thinking. That's the same person I saw showing up. Okay, get the bottle. Yeah, showing off how high. How high. Not how high, too. That jankiness. I don't know why they... You know what I can't stand? How the hell do they make a sequel like 20 years later? You know? Wait, hold on one second, Joe. What's wrong with mine? Okay, we're good. Yeah. This says, I'm in somewhat agreement with 50, says Upper Man. To me, it sounds like a black movie. How high is a black movie? How high, baby? Yeah, how high? Yeah, man. I love How High, y'all. I love that. I can saw that in the show. I love me a fat woman. More pushing for the cushion. Hey, man. Yeah, I know. How High 2 is terrible. Like, my thing is, if you have I'm saying that's a classic, that's a cult movie, How High. You know, that's a classic to me. You know, like when you have comedies like that, you know, if you're going to make a sequel, you got to bring the only way you can make a sequel, you got to have majority of the original cast there. If you try to if there's nobody from the original, it's not the movie. You're just trying to do a remake. It's not even How High 2. It's really the How High to remake, you know. Sorry, I need a white girls. I need a white girls too. Hey, Mark, you know what? I'm waiting for the Wayans to do that, right? But I did hear some good news, Mark. The fact that I know Marlon spoke heavily. Marlon Wayans talked heavily about who was the one white fat executive that's now in jail now who stole their franchise and everything. Supposedly, the Wayans got Scary Movie franchise back. Harvey Weinstein, that's who it was. If you guys know about the Scary Movie franchise, right? The first two movies were made by the Wayans, and you know those are two classic comedies, right? If you heard Marlon Wayans' story, the third one, the whole storyline, the whole script was theirs, but it was stolen. They had the majority of the original cast except for any of the Wayans from the last two movies. So that's why Scary Movie 3 was decent, but wasn't as good as the other two because you didn't have the Wayans directing or any of the Wayans in there. Then when you got the Scary Movie 4, that was just some suck ass. And then Scary Movie 5, like, what the hell are y'all even goddamn making? Right? Yeah, Harvey Weinstein, thank you. Thank you, guys. So Marlon just announced that he didn't say it outright, but they got their Scary Movie franchise back. And at the end of last year, he made a cryptic post that they're making a new Scary Movie with Keenan directing and with Marlon and the rest of the Wayans family producing and writing this new joint. Hey, I'm all here for it. If they do a new scary movie, just like y'all said there, I'm here for a White Girls too. All right. Hey man, I'm here for I'm here for that. I'm here for that. These Bad Boy sequels have been nice. Hey, you know what, Tier Lando? I still haven't watched the new one on Netflix. I'm gonna watch that this weekend. You know, I gotta work this weekend. I'm on call, so I'm gonna check that out. Embarrasses How High 2, and I got the hookup too. Oh man. I Got the Hookup was a classic hood joint. You know, it was so bad it was good, and then they made that sequel. It's like, what the hell are they doing? You talk about, yes, I know something about Harvey. All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do before I get out of here. We talked about some serious topics here, but let's get to the dick nanigans, okay? Y'all ready for some reaction videos? Y'all ready for the dick nanigans? Press 1. I'm going to do a couple of videos before we get the hell out of Dodge here. You know, I started early because we're supposed to get a snowstorm tonight. They're saying starting at 6 p.m. tonight from here to the East Coast, you know, starting today from sometime this week, we're going to get some janky-ass snow. So that's why I came online an hour early today, so I can get done an hour early, so I can prep just in case the snow comes. I don't know if it's going to be bad or not, but it's bad enough where the job is saying, hey, y'all need to go ahead and probably work from home. We don't need these problems, all right? So, yeah. 2, I'm enjoying the health talk. You know what, though? I'm not going to get mad at you, Derek. Normally, I get mad at you. I'm not going to get mad at you on that one. All right? Yeah, it's all good. So, guys, let's go ahead. I got a couple of videos I want to do here. Let me do this here. I think y'all appreciate these videos. I think that you guys would appreciate some of these videos. It was damn near 90 today in Houston. What? Wait. Show enough. It was 90 today in Houston? Wait a minute. 90? Yo, what was it, like Sunday or Monday? It was like 50 degrees here in Chicago. Yesterday with the windshield, we dropped to 14. It's wild. You know how bad the weather is? This is the first time that Comcast sent me an alert saying that with the upcoming weather, there's a possibility of outages to your cable and internet service. You know it's a possibly bad if Comcast is letting you know, yo, we might be down. They never send a notification like that. And you get 90? Man, this climate is wilding, y'all. This climate is wilding. But hey, what can we do? 84 if the humidity feels like 90. I get you show enough. Hey, show enough. I include the humidity. I don't care what anybody says. They say it's 90 degrees. The humidity feels like 98. I don't say 90. I say 98 because what it feels like is what I say. I'm with you, show enough. I'm with you. When they say they said it was 25 degrees with the wind chill is 14. You know what I'm gonna say? It's 14 degrees. That's what my skin is feeling. So I hear you, man. If it feels like 90, I'm saying 90. All right, because that heat index, or when you got the wind chill, that's how it really feels, man. It's nice to be that weather. But man, we already know with this cold front coming in, it's gonna be Jenkins for across the country. All right, y'all. Let me do this here. Let me remove this from the studio here. Let's get to this reaction video. Guys, let me warn you. When I get to this first reaction video, all I got to say is, let me warn you. Right? Let me warn you. When you see it, call it out. It's obvious. When you see it, call it out. All right? Let's go. Start off with the dick nanigans with Kendra, because she got mad that people react to her videos. So I was like, hey, we're going to do one every now and again. I haven't played the video yet. Do you guys see the problem? Let's cook, people. Let's cook.
What's your name, baby girl?
Mona Lisa.
All new Kendra G singles dating app. It's available for your Google. Lisa, Mona Lisa. Where you from, honey?
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
How old are you?
38.
38. What you do for a living, boo?
I don't work anymore, but I went to school for nursing and hair.
Don't work.
Okay. How do you pay your bills?
How you pay?
I'm financially stable at the time.
How?
Okay. You have any kids?
I do.
How many kids?
3. 1 which is deceased, my oldest.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry that your child passed away. How old are your living children?
18 and 17.
Damn.
Okay. Are all your kids by the same man?
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
Oh, maybe about 10 years plus.
Oh, okay. And what's your zodiac sign?
Damn zodiacs.
Libra. All right. So we got Mona Lisa. Maybe the light is not the biggest deal. I feel like if you could just lean to the other direction. Let's look. Okay. That's better. It was like you were leading into the shade. So we got Mona Lisa, Marilyn, 38 Libra, currently unemployed, but has money saved. Mom to 3 kids. 1 has passed on, all by the same man. Was once married many years ago.
Twice married.
Oh, you're married twice.
Twice.
When was your last divorce? That was 10 years ago?
Yes.
Okay, so married twice.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get married again?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of man you looking for, honey?
Wait. Before she starts, I am glad that the lady of class who just came in was the one who noticed it. What are those things on her face? On her face. Hey, man. Hey, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Hold on. Tierland says, WTF is that? What's on her eyelashes, y'all? What is that? Says the government assistance program. Stop it, Mark. Dear Orlando, who the f is this guy? Not the Conor McGregor voice. Hey, come on, man. Stop it. Yo, man. Hey, financial stable equals child support and government handouts. 2 times. That's right, y'all. 2 times. 38 looking 58. God dizzle. Guys, I don't know if y'all know. Let me blow it up here. She's got piercings on her lip too, guys. She's got multiple piercings as well as the snuffleupagus eyelashes here, right? She could be a good woman, right? She could be a nice woman. But ladies, what we talk about here in these spaces here is the things that does not help you get a man. These eyelashes and these piercings are wrong antidotes, okay? They're the wrong antidote. But let's let it cook and continue here, guys.
Loyal, loves companionship, and loves to be a real man, such as a provider, things of that nature, protector.
Okay. Be a real man. What's your deal breakers?
I don't like a liar. I don't like a thief. Yeah, those are pretty much it.
Girl, they talking about your lashes.
Oh, I did them.
Yeah, we talk about your lashes. Hey, showing up. Why are y'all showing up? I'm laughing because this is another how high quote here. Yo, that shit on your lip got some shit on his lip. Hey, yo, that's the scene when they walked in the room and the Indian dude had he had herpes on his lip. It was bad, right? And they kept passing the blunt around and they wouldn't pass him the blunt, right? He's like, come on, brothers, patch me the Dutchie. Come on. He's like, yo, man, that shit on your lip got some shit on his lip. Trust me, it's not herpes, it's not contagious. I cut myself shaving. They're like, yeah, you did cut yourself shaving. Hey, man. Stop it, showed up. Stop it. Dave, you get the email about the View lawsuit? Pooh, man, I did get that, right? I did get that email. There's a couple of emails I got from you. I did get that. Let's continue, y'all. I'll get to your super in a second.
Did it myself. Thank you.
Ooh, she did it myself. Should he look a certain way?
Look, y'all.
No. That's I'm not. No.
You don't care about his looks. Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yes.
How much money should he
How
make?
much?
I don't know exactly how much he should make, but he should make enough to be able to be there in times of need or struggle, because I'm not a needy person, but if I have a man and I have a problem, he should be able to handle it.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Come on now.
Not sure if you can really
We
see
gotta
me.
see your legs. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, we see you, girl. Good. Mona Lisa, when was your last relationship?
2023.
2023. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Buns
No
glazed.
answer.
Because it
3
just
flaws
happened.
you have to work on.
Because these flaws.
Being demanding. Patience. And overloving.
Overloving. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
How do I put this?
How do we got loyalty and you got 2 divorces? She sounds like PFP. Hey, come on, man. Dave, it's just a cold sore. Hey, Pooh Man, I want you to kiss somebody who got a cold sore. And tell me how that works out for you, okay? All right, Pooh Man? Pooh Man said, Dave, it's just a cold sore. Hey, Pooh Man, you do that right now. And in about like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, tell me how that worked out for you, okay? I'll be sitting here waiting. You know where to find me. You know I'm on YouTube. I'll be on YouTube. You got my email. So I want you to go ahead and find yourself a saber-toothed tiger who got a goddamn cold sore. Go ahead and slide that down. Don't leave no stone unturned, okay? And then give me about 2 or 3 days. And then come back and holler at me with a pic and tell me how that worked out for you, brother. All right?
A good companion. Lady in the street. The other way around, so it goes a long way.
Okay.
Fraggle Rock.
And you're 38. What's the age range you want to date?
Honestly, love doesn't have a number to it in my mind.
Okay. Let's do it. Could the guy have kids?
Yes.
Should he be in Maryland?
I would prefer so, yes.
Okay. So Mona Lisa, Maryland, 38, currently not working, mom to 3 kids, 2 still living with us. We say our condolences again to your child that passed away. Married twice. All right, honey, are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No, can't we? I am not.
All right, you have to download the dating app, honey, and set up your profile.
We're not going to let her talk that long about just setting up the app there. That's the first joint. I had to play. That was a short one here. The eyelashes and the piercings did it for me. T. Orlando, man. Who remembers Fraggle Rock, guys? We're showing our ages now. Who remembers Fraggle Rock back in the day on HBO? I used to love to watch some Fraggle Rock. Down with Fraggle Rock. Down with Fraggle Rock. Look like James from the Muppets. Hey, come on. The Muppets, Fraggle Rock, which one is it, T. Orlando? Is it both? Hey, stop playing with me. Hey, before we move on, shout out to my man Upper Man dropping the $9.99, $10 holla, pushing the yellow plate, man. What you got for me, Upper Man? I didn't want to make you wait too long here. Said DM2. Diabetes mellitus type 2 is indoctrinal. When the interviewer stated that he lost weight drastically is an indicator of his decline. Get that hemo A1C check. Don't play. That's what my brother had, Upper Man. I'm glad you put that into the medical term. I'm glad we got people of all, careers here. Hey, brother Upper Man. Salud. Thank you for the holla. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Right back at you with that super. Thank you, Upper Man, for that. That's what my brother had. He had the drastic weight loss with his diabetes when it happened. My brother, at one point, he used to be like a truck driver and everything, so you're not eating right, but you're lifting heavy boxes, you're traveling. So he was like country strong, but he still had like little gut and everything like that. He was north of like 200 and some pounds. And then once the diabetes kicked in, man, he was down to $140. He was down to $130, $140, and it was less than that before he had his heart attack. So thank you for that information here, Upper Man. I appreciate that from my medical professional in the game here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. When you have that drastic weight loss and you got diabetes, yes, and it also affects your mental too, because I'll let you know, my brother had lost so much weight, he thought that he needed to lose. You know, he was big. And so there was a part of him that thought that this weight loss was good because he was always fat. And I was telling you, no, it's not a healthy weight loss. You're not right because of the disease. The disease made him lose weight, but it also messed up his mentality, thought that he needed to be this way too. That's something that people don't talk about. When you have these diseases, you know, and I'm not trying to go back to that story here, but he dropped the super. And Upper Man, you can correct me on this. When you get these diseases, when you get these health ailments here, people don't talk about the detriment that it does to your mental and how it changes you. Because my brother changed big time where he thought he needed to be that size. And I'm like, nah, man, it ain't healthy. You ain't good, man. So thank you for that, brother. I appreciate you. T. Orlando says, Fraggle Rock was the ish. Yo, man, I don't know what it was about that old man and that dog, man. That dog scared me from time to time. Remember that old man and the dog who lived upstairs? Hey, man, that dog kept chasing them into the hole. He always got stuck. Hey, it was something about that dog and that old man with that thick-ass mustache, man, that did me in, T. Orlando. Stripper number 2 in the credits of a Tubi movie. Stop it, show enough. She looked like an undercooked blueberry muffin. Stop it, man. Oh, man. Hey, man. Thank you for that holla, Upper Man. Y'all ready for the next? Let's move it on here. That was like my little introduction. I didn't think we need to do much commentary. All you need to do is see the piercings, you see the eyelashes, and you know what you say? We know why you single. We know why you are single, because ladies, for some reason, don't understand that eyelashes are not your best friend. You think you like it. The man that you want don't like it. See, guys, we need to change our words. When I say change our words, don't tell these women they're not going to get a man. There's a simp out there. There's a dumbass out there. There is a janky ass dude who ain't got no self-respect and self-esteem out there that he will take what he can get because, God damn it, he got desert dick in his pants. And you know what desert dick is? When it's so dry, when you zip up, sparks come up and it's dry, and it blows like pow, spark. It's so dry that anything you do is gonna spark and blow. So there's so many dudes who got desert dick out there, right? They will take what they can get here. So don't tell these women if you get into them, you ain't gotta get into them. Don't say you're never gonna get no man, because there's always a janky ass dude. You gotta say, you ain't gonna get the man that you want. There's a difference how that hits home. You can get a man. It ain't just the man that you want. The man that you want don't want those goddamn eyelashes. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Let's go ahead. Let me see here. Oh, let's do this one here. We're going to, okay, we got a few ones here. We're going to go back to T. Orlando's favorite girl. You know who she is, T. Orlando? Who your favorite girl? Besides the girl on her knees. I forgot. I gotta make sure I get that right. I gotta make sure it's not just a girl on her knees doing the Montreal screw job. Okay. All right. Shout out to my wrestling fans. All right. I gotta make sure. You know, it's actually a particular person. You know. Did he say smashly thick ass? Hey, y'all. Let's get into it. Yo, we back to Ashley, y'all. We are back to Ashley. She is going to try to give some advice to a young woman here. We're going to react to see if this advice works. This woman's calling up with a serious question. Now, as us men here, an older middle-aged crowd here, let's examine and see what they're talking about. Let's go, people. Lights up in the building.
Exactly. Hello, Sophia.
Hi.
Hi, welcome in. Are you here for advice or level up advice?
It's advice because, like, I'm just sorry, my voice, I'm really sick. But it's
Okay,
just
hold on
advice.
1 second. Do you consent to be on the live and potentially all platforms?
Yeah. There's this guy that I have been talking to. Like, for me, like, when I first started talking to a guy, like, I set my standard, my boundaries from the front. Like, I'm not about to talk to you for 2-3 months, and then we're just chit-chatting, and then you do not know if you want to be with me, and I'm not about to call a man, my man, who has not initiated that or made the effort for me to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I told this guy that, and mind you, he's way older. I'm 23. He's 36. But I have my life together. I have a job. I do stuff for myself. Like, I do good things for myself. I take myself on nice trips. I pay for this. So if you're coming in my life, you're gonna be in my life to make my life easier. So this guy, we've been talking, and then I told him what my love language is. He has not like met effort. Like he will know I have a bad day. I'll tell him, oh, my day was bad. He will not be like, okay, what can I do to make it better? No flowers, no nothing. And last week, it was my graduation. This man did not buy me flowers, didn't do anything for me. And then I'm not gonna ask you to do anything for me. You're a man. And then all my friends, my close friends, even my guy's friend would send stuff without me asking. But him, no. And he was like, oh, I posted you on Instagram. I don't care. I don't care about you posting me on Instagram. My friends and stuff do that for me. Posting me on Instagram is nothing. And we kind of talk about it. And then today, I'm like, he's on his last straw with me because why am I talking to you? You're like taking up space. You're not doing anything for me. And today I was like, hey, how are you? And then it was just to test him. I've already took care of my bills. I was like, can you do me a favor? He's like, what's up? He's like, can you pay my phone bill? He was like, how much is it? I'm like, $180. He has not responded and been like 3 hours. I'm like, do I say something or do I just leave?
Yeah, he's not gonna do.
Hey, before Ashley comments here, T Orlando, yo, T Orlando, didn't me and you just talk about this yesterday? Didn't me and you talk about this yesterday, T Orlando? I played this just for you, T Orlando. I found a gang of clips. Me and you were having a brother-to-brother conversation via text, and you brought this to my attention, right? So I dropped this video. It just had to be time, and I said, I didn't know all the details on this, but I said, T Orlando would appreciate this because he had a woman ask him for money here, right? The difference is, T Orlando, we don't know if this man has smashed yet. And we say smash, got the draws. GTD, got over the balcony, over the railing, have her speaking in tongues, doing the goddamn dizzle. So, let's hear what Ashley says about this here, because I got my comments here and everything. Hey, come on, Upper Man. Y'all don't do this to me. She loves to eat, but can't she cook? George says, I don't believe in love language. Somebody made that dumbish up. Upper Man says, Eddie, what have you done for me lately, nigga? Said, Tears said, I've been piping her like tight ass for weeks. Y'all dudes are wild in my chat here. Tears like, I've been piping her for weeks, and then she wants some money. Says, I wouldn't either with your begging ass. Right, you over here begging. But hold on. Let's wait for our commentary. Let's see what Ashley says. Let's see what Ashley says, y'all. The facts, get her begging ass out of here. Y'all killing me. Yo, man. Y'all killing me here. Hold on. T. Lee, what'd you say here, T. Lee? He said, who phone bill's $180? Yo, damn. Y'all going in, T. Lee. Hey, come on. Okay. Guys. All right. Let's see what Ashley says. Let's continue. Let's see what Ashley says, y'all.
Do anything, my love, Sophia. He's not. And let me ask you, and you need to be very honest with me. Did you give it up in the very beginning? Did you give out the cookie?
He has not even met me. No, he has not even met me.
What?
No. I have not.
He's never met you?
He's never met you?
Like, so he lived in Texas. I'm in Iowa. And then for me,
Hold up. Tribe. I saw a snippet. I was like, this will be interesting. I don't know. I did not know that she's in Iowa and he's in Texas. They never met. And she is looking for things that men would give if you were in a relationship, or at least some form of a situationship. So I said some forms, not all. Never met. Hold on, guys. We're going to let this cook now. We're gonna let this marinate now. Let it marinate, let it cook.
I'm like, so when I told him like, so how is the distance gonna work? He was like, I'm gonna come see you and stuff. And then now he was like, for me, I'm not gonna ask a guy to see you, and I'm not gonna make the first move go to see you. You're gonna make the plans and come here for me. I'm not gonna fly to go see you. And then he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna come see you. Like we talk, we get to know each other.
Hold on, Sophia. So y'all were on the phone for 2 to 3 months talking. Y'all have been on the phone for 2 to 3 months talking. Y'all have been on the phone for 2 to 3 months talking.
Yeah, but then I kind of start distancing myself like since last month. I'm like distant. I'm not really giving him the same energy because it's like, why am I? Because now he's feeling now he's feeling comfortable. I'm giving, that means it makes him feel like I don't need to make effort and stuff. So I just kind of like, I distance myself.
So did you meet him on a dating app?
No.
So how did you meet him?
Actually, I was on a holiday back in August. I was back home in Africa. He was also back home. I was in a different place, and he was in a different place. And we actually met on TikTok. He messaged me or something, and then from there, conversation carried on, and I got back before him, back to the States.
So y'all both was in Africa together at the same time?
But in different places, not in Africa, not the same.
Y'all called it.
I was in Benin and he was in Ghana.
We got the tether class here. Y'all called it. She looked like it, guys. I was keeping it to myself. You guys called it. Looks like we got tether class in the house here. Tethers looking for something to get nothing. Getting nothing here. These tethers ain't doing nothing, but when tethers getting tangibles and not giving anything to the community. Okay, that's what tethers do. Okay, they take, and don't give that to the community. T-A-Y, guys, the community. Okay, you ain't met, right, George? You begging online, and you never met this nigga. I'm dead. George, you gotta say it though with the accent. Nigga. Okay? You need an A at there too. We gotta add that. You need the N-E-E-A-G-E-G-A-H. Nigga. Okay? That's what we gotta do here, right? You know, it's wild that we've gotten to a point now that these quote unquote long distance relationships you never met, and you're looking for financial gain. You're looking for gifts. This sounds like some scammer type of vibes for me. This sounds like a Nigerian scam artist, okay? Like, how come you ain't give me nothing? What have you done for me lately? Okay? We talk on the phone. That's all we do. All you get is phone conversations. And now you want monthly gifts. You want tangibles. Hey, man, let's let her continue here.
Discover you? How did he meet you? How did you get you?
I am TikTok. He messaged me on TikTok, and then like when TikTok somebody view your profile tells. So it was on TikTok. We started he sent me something, I forgot what it was, and then from there conversation went on. A week later, and I was like, look, hold on, you seem like a great guy and all, but I'm not looking for male friends at this time. I'm not looking for that. So, what do you want? He was like, honestly, I think you're very nice and I'm very genuine. I would love to explore and see where this takes us. But right now, I'm also
you told him, hold on, Sophie, you told him after a week, I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a relationship. He said, okay, I understand.
I was like, I was just like, what are you looking for? I didn't ask him. He told me what he's. I'm like, okay, cool. Sound like we're on the same page. He was like, he was like, it sounded like we're on the same page. I was like, okay. And then from there, but I told him straight up, I'm not going to talk to you 2 to 3 months if you have not made any effort or reassurance you really want to be with me. Because a man would talk. It's all about the actions. That was. He was like, I get it. But we're here, and I'm just like, I'm kind of like, I've been distancing myself. But now I'm just like, this is like, it was the last straw for me.
Y'all hear this?
Okay, so why can't you cut him off then? If he hasn't done anything, he hasn't proved himself, what is so hard with blocking a man that you never met who has done nothing for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. It's just like, I'm that person that like to see good in people, but I'm trying there ain't nothing good in this man. He's not offering nothing but Peppa, next caller, goodbye. But then it's like, I'll say that, but then I will not stand on that.
Yeah, that's the issue. There you have it. You're not standing on it. And he knows you're not. He knows he ain't, you could say whatever. Oh, you better buy me flowers. You better call me. I'm never talking to you again. You hang up. And the next day when you're feeling alone or something and he calls, you're answering again. So he knows. So he's not taking you serious.
I feel like that's what it is, but also like I kind of been this to myself. Like I would take like 2-3 days. I won't really text him, pay him no mind, and it's like I could tell him like, sir, like no wonder why you're 36 and this is happening. Like now I see why, because I'm like I know I'm not the problem, but like I see why.
But the thing is, it's like how can we blame anyone else but ourselves? We have to take accountability, Sophia, because you're allowing it. He's only doing what you allow him to do. So he can't be crazy and he owe you 36 doing this. Why are you 23 and allowing an older man that would be old to you play you like a fiddle when you're 23 and you could be outside in your city?
Right.
Why can't you attract anyone around you in your city? Why do you need a long distance relationship with someone in Texas?
Where I stay is like a very, very small place. And then it's like I've been here for like 6 years. Well, I go and come back. I went to school and then I was done with school. My family's here, so I moved back. It's like everybody know each other, and it's like the guys. It's like I know what I want, and then the guys there is just like it's not it. It's like it's not it.
This is I gotta agree with Ashley on this here, where she said, "Where is the accountability? You are doing an online relationship. Why are you not outside?" Right? In so many words, why are you not outside? And what was her response, Tribe? There's where I live at, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody, Here's the thing here. You are a black person, maybe a tether, but, black by aesthetics here. But the average person is not going to say tether. We say tether, right? But let's just say for hypothetical speaking terms, like you a black person, right? Why in the God you are in Iowa? Why in the are you living in Iowa for 6 years? Okay? If you live there long enough to know that you are attracted to black men, whether they're tethers or actually FBA brothers, you need to get out of your own goddamn way and relocate. And see, what these people do is that they don't want to leave their hometown. They want to do these long distance relationships, and hopefully they find someone and then they can move when they find that person. Nah. You got to put in a little bit more work. You can't live where there's no dating options and then get mad when you don't have any dating options and you do long distance and the dude ain't sending you no money because he ain't sending you no money because he ain't seeing you. He ain't giving you no money because he ain't hit it yet. He ain't got no GTD yet. Hey, Jimmy, you're a little bit late on this one. But no, they're pen pals. There is no D is great. They've never met. He lives in Texas. She lives in Iowa. This is a long distance thing. They met in Iowa. All the way, all the way, all the way. Na, 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 na. All the way, all the way, all the way. Africa. They met somewhere in Africa and then been talking online on TikTok and want to be mad that a man ain't giving her any money, no graduation gifts when they ain't even met after that, let alone he ain't even smashed. Ladies, you got to understand something. You want men to give you benefits, tangibles, little gifts. Don't meet T. Orlando. Only thing he's giving you is some good old-fashioned sex, all right? But if you want some money, you want some gifts, you're going to have to meet somebody outside of T. Orlando. You can't be pen pals and thinking you're going to get some benefits, okay? T. Lee says they don't have a freaking relationship. Why is Ashley supporting this delusion? Exactly, T. Lee. It's just two people talking online and expecting gifts. He says, it is easy to play these goofy 20-year-old B-dubs. Hey, man. He says, hold on, wait, what's T. Orlando? They can get dinner, too, if they cute. Oh, my bad, T. Orlando. Hey, guys, I forgot. T. Orlando will get them some dinner. He will give them a little meal. But T. Orlando, what kind of meal are you giving? All right? It can't be my chicken fingers, my chicken tenders at Bar Louie. Mozzarella sticks to these heifers out here. When you say dinner, you need to actually You need to qualify that a little bit more, T. Orlando, because you know you don't be doing nothing. Okay, you giving mozzarella sticks with barely any marinara sauce. Stop playing with me, dog. Hey, he says D&D, dinner and dick. He says that dude that day, she probably sullied her name in every city she's moved from. You can't keep screwing your name into oblivion. Move and continue that practice. Hey, we're gonna finish this out, man. You right. You right about that, man. Said the cuter, the nicer the meal. Hey, man, McDonald's. Damn, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, can you supersize it, Jimmy? Jimmy, can she supersize those fries? Can she get a big ass Coke? Okay. Can she get the 2 cheeseburger meal? You let me know. I took the shower to some nice restaurants while I was piping. T. Orlando, now I get it now, T. Orlando, why you cheap. You took a few chicks to some nice restaurants while everybody else get Happy Meals. Now I get it. Damn, Jimmy. Jimmy said nope. God damn you, Jimmy. You offer McDonald's. I said, can't she at least get the supersized fries? He was like, nope. You got to get them medium-sized fries. Stop playing with me. Jimmy, you wrong for that one, Jimmy. She can't even get large fries. T. Lee says, I just made some Cheddar Bay biscuits yesterday. T. Lee, they all don't get the cheddar biscuits, brother. T. Lee, keep them biscuits for yourself. Don't let them get the biscuits, okay? Let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Okay, and you also have to change the way you move in your dating. I get you want certain things, but if you over here telling a man at the very beginning, you better do this, you better do that, that's not how you're going to get what you want. That's not how you're going to get what you want at all.
What?
You better, I do my own, that's not, that kind of attitude or approach, that's not going to help. Okay.
So like, I never told him like I want this. I just tell him like, you know, I've never even asked him for flowers. You know, it's like I never asked him for anything in my head. It's like, you know, if a man, because in the past I've been in a relationship where I didn't have to ask for anything. It's a man. It's you. A man you should support. I don't have to tell you how to treat me. So it's just I told him
Steak and shake.
From the beginning, like, you know, this is like I'm not looking for male friends, and this I said like. After 2-3, I'm not going to talk to you for this much long. And after that, I just let him, you know, get to know me, and then, but nothing more, nothing less.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Baja
It's
Blast.
time to
It's like,
not a Baja
but
Blast.
like,
I don't
when
know.
I
I just feel like because of loneliness, you're talking to him. Because you're
but I was
comfortable,
talking to
you're
other
talking to
people.
him.
I was talking to other people, but like, he was like one that I was talking to, but now he's like,
But if
yeah.
you were talking to other people, how was he the best option if he hasn't done anything for you and all y'all do is talk on the phone? So how was he the best option?
True, he was not a best option.
That's what you said.
So you're young, and what you have in your advantage right now is your youth. You're 23. You have your whole life ahead of you. So you can get it wrong and get it right again. It seems like you're successful. You're doing what you need to do. You need to travel more and put yourself out there more. Okay? That would be my advice to you, and you need to cut him off because he's playing you. He's playing you, my love. He's playing.
Okay, last question. Should I, because I was like, me, like sometimes when I cut people off, I don't even explain myself. I just ghost. You will not hear. You won't have to hear from me again. Should I just block, leave, or just
ghost, block, delete?
Okay, ghost, block, delete.
Ghost,
thank you.
Delete every number. Delete it. Block it and delete it.
Okay, block, delete.
But
thank
you're
you.
not ready, Sophia. You're not ready because you're asking me how to block a man, and you're young. You should know how to use the block button. So you're not ready yet. When you're ready, you'll do it. But you're not ready right now. You came up here just to vent, do a girl-to-girls convo. Okay.
I just wanted to know, like, from some outside of my friends' perspective, somebody else who, like, okay, you know, because your friends will say something. Sometimes you like you think it's the best option. I'm like, I want to hear from somebody else who's not my friend. Like,
yes.
You know.
Oh, they're saying, can you block him right now on the live? Can you block him on the live? Can you block and delete while on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we want a screenshot. We want a screenshot.
Okay. So how do I send it to you? This is the first time, but no, I am ready. I could block, delete.
We're waiting for her to block him.
Is she locked up?
Just block. That's it.
It's done.
Oh, okay.
I can always send it to you, but it's done. And then I received it. I
All
was
right,
not
it's
playing.
done.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
And
She.
All right, hold on. We done with that video. Ashley's gonna talk for a few seconds. T. Lee, thank you. Thank you, T. Lee. My man, T. Lee. Check what he says here. How is he playing her when they don't even have a relationship? She's playing herself. I guarantee she is in a relationship, but he isn't. Thank you, brother T. Lee. How is he? See, guys, when women, if you talk to a woman and they tell you stories like this, you got to make sure you get the details, because the devil's in the details. They'll tell you all the things. I talked to this dude. He didn't do anything for me. He seemed like he was nice, but he didn't, like, I can do everything for myself. You're supposed to add into it. And then when you find out, he don't even live in Iowa. He lives in Texas. So y'all doing a long distance communication thing. So y'all not even in a relationship. Y'all just talking. Y'all really are pen pals. Not only that y'all pen pals, even if y'all, it'd been one thing if they had met and he smashed and then they're doing this long distance thing, they had sex. He liked what she was given. He liked what she was throwing at him, and then they decide, okay, I'm gonna keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this communication going. They never done anything physical, but he's playing? Guys, do you see the delusion that's going on in dating today? I feel sorry for people that's got to be out here dating. You over here doing a long distance talking situation, and she's saying he's playing. Like, hold on. These ladies are so goddamn goofy to the point it's like, oh, he playing. Oh, he doing this. What should I do? How about find a man that's in your area? How about find someone who's within driving distance? I'm going to say this for the record here, right? If you're really serious about being with someone, talking with somebody, I say an hour with traffic. Reason why I say with traffic, because depending on where you live at, that might be no more than probably about a 30 or 35-minute trip. But if you have rush hour or Saturday night, there's an accident, it might take you an hour. That's what I call long distance these days. That's long distance for me. If this ninja or you in another state here, chalk it up to the game. Chalk it up to the game here. Peter says, they call for advice to complain when the truth is being told. Why call then? Man, because they're goofies, Peter. They're goofies, brother, and you know it. Man, Upper Man says, George Carlin, I never had a 10, but one night I had 5 twos. Rest in peace, George Carlin. Hey, man. If you turn the lights off, that's a good, if the lights are not on, that's a good ass night. Hey, man, Upper Man, y'all be, I might want to watch some old George Carlin, man. Hey, George Carlin, all the stuff that he spoke 30, 40 years ago still is true and relevant today. Even the jokes, man, hit. Hey, man, MOP says, Ashley look like she smell like cocoa butter. She can get this gooch. Hey, man, Ashley, I ain't gonna front, Ashley can get it. I ain't gonna front. Ashley can get it. I ain't gonna say it'll be wifed up, but she can get it. Ashley look good, but at 61, I'd be scared to smash. She might have brittle bones. Hey, George, I'm kind of tempted. I want to see how brittle they are. How brittle are they? I don't want to be on sex. Took me to the ER. Ashley need to show what's weird under that blouse. Like, y'all feeling Ashley tonight, huh? Sound like she said they met on TikTok. Well, on an African trip. Here's what happened, T. Lee. The beginning said they met in Africa. Well, that TikTok in Africa, we're like that, but still, though, since the communication, they have not seen each other. Oh, my God. Says, I think these dating shows have run their course. It's about the crash pile in 2025. Yeah, I think so, too, show enough. I think so, too. I think we got to a point now where that people are trolling, or we know the game right now. I think we need to go back to the old school dating measures. Do you guys remember the old school dating videos from the 1980s, late at night, like at midnight, 1 a.m., and people would actually record themselves on a camcorder and then submit it, and you had your own little dating profile on VHS. We need those dating profiles back again. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that Ashley probably got bad hips. Let's find out, T. Lee. You know, no one's half the battle, right? G.I. Joe. Skeet, what's going on? Grits and bacon. Skeet. Breaking news. Oh, for real. Hold on, show enough. Let me see here. This was our show here. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. This was the show here. Let me see. Nothing's on Google yet. You must have got it on Twitter. That's sad to know, man. No, I haven't seen anything yet, show enough. I just know that nothing's saying that. Hold on. Let me go on Twitter before I get out of here. I need to see this here because I haven't seen anything that says that. He's trending, of course. I haven't seen anything yet. I do see somebody, but it's not a credible source. I see a tether saying rest in peace. I'm not going to go there yet. I'm on Twitter right now showing up, but the ones I see are tethers saying it. Tethers are saying rest in peace. Hold on, though. It's not official. I see some people saying it here. Hold on. Let me go over here. We'll know soon enough, though. But here's the thing, though, show enough. If the reports are true, I'm not saying about the passing away right now, but with me doing the show right now and then doing kind of a little history in the videos and what we talked about, if it's not happening today, it's in the, unfortunately, I hate to speak like it's in the pipeline. You know, I live this, unfortunately. You know, so man. Vince, we're talking about Irv Gotti, the thumbnail. This is the show today. Irv Gotti. There are people saying it on Twitter here, show enough, but there's not a verified source. Everybody who's saying it is tethers right now. Like when I look at everybody and who's posting RIP, I'm seeing nothing but tether flags. I'm seeing African flags. I'm seeing Caribbean flags. So they got that in their profile. I'm not seeing anybody, who's American saying this here, But I mean, it could be true. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Like I said, it could be true, but only the tethers are saying it. But the one thing we do know, like if he's actually on live, but here's the thing here, man. I'm going to put this down here. I'm not going to focus on that. We'll know soon enough. That's the one thing. Have you guys known since I've been doing these lives this year, something's always happening on our lives here. But even, like I said, it whether it's true or not, if the reports are true, like I seen him walking the cane 6 months ago, it's just not looking good. I just don't want to premature say it until we actually have confirmation. That makes sense, guys? One thing that we do know is that, if the information that's true that dropped earlier, it's not a good look when you have 2 strokes or heart attacks in a 6-month span and you see the drastic weight loss and how he looks and things of that nature, so man. George says, the balloon shows are getting more and more ridiculous too. Yeah, hey George, it's crazy with the balloon shows when they're now in the lexicon. You see them on Saturday Night Live when they're doing those skits now. You know what I'm saying? Grits and Bacon says, pure tethers yapping. Yeah, man, I don't know what's up, man. The tether class is heavy, man. The tether class is heavy. The tether class is heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden we're hearing that. Like, I want an official confirmation from an official source, not someone who got a freaking African and Caribbean flags in their bio. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me just double check one last thing here before I move on here. All right. Let me go back to latest here. See, I'm not seeing an official confirmation. That's the thing. That is the thing. I'm not finding an official confirmation. Wait a minute. Is this official now? Who are you? Okay, I did find one account who is not a tether is saying that, guys. I did find one account who's not a tether did say that. But it's just one account, and I don't know who this account is. But what I just found on Twitter, guys, is Cory Booker's having a meltdown right now. We might talk about this another day. I'll come back this another day here. Looks like that Cory Booker's having a liberal meltdown. Shout out to Twitter on that one. What's going on, Upper Man? Let's get back to the show here. Upper Man says, not to be too negative. Typically in the hospitals, when someone goes on life support, we're basically keeping them alive for the family to say goodbye. Extremely few survive that status, unfortunately. You're right, Upper Man. That was personally for me with my brother. That was personally for me. It was our decision. It was our decision, right? You're so right. It was our decision, and mainly it was my decision. Like my mom, being, the caretaker for my brother got really sick. My mom ended up being like the at-home caregiver. So she was doing so much at one point. And then after we got Upper Man, the process when someone has a heart attack or a stroke, correct me the terminology. I've been through it twice, but when they put you under on ice, and then they eventually bring you back up, and then they thaw you out slowly but surely within a 36-hour span to see that whatever damage was done by the stroke or the heart attack can kind of go ahead, and that process can try to see if that actually helps you, recover. I don't know the name of that process, but I've been through that twice. One where they couldn't do it and one where they did. But either way, though, the heart attack was just too much. Is Irv a tether from the islands? You know what, George? I'm not sure if he's a tether or not. Let's find out. Let's find out real fast. I'm curious here. Is Irv Gotti a tether? Where is he? Let me see. I know he's from New York, and where his people are from. I'm kind of curious here. His name is Irvin Domingo Lorenzo. So, he doesn't have a black name, So let me see here. Okay. Let me pull this up here. He was born in Hollis in Queens. He's mixed Filipino and black. Hey, check it out. What I'm gathering showed off, he's not an immigrant. He was born in Queens. So if you're born in Queens, you're a New Yorker. But the thing is, his parents are Filipino and black. That's the thing here. So he's mixed, but he's not a tether. Because the information I'm getting, he was born in New York. Now, my information, here's the thing, guys. I could be wrong, sure enough, right? He could have been born somewhere else and then came to New York to Queens. But the information I have here saying he was born in Queens. Hold on here. Let me check one thing here. I never heard him go against FBA. That's one thing that's true, sure enough. I have never heard him say that. I have never heard him say anything negative about FBA, black Americans, things of that nature. The only thing I've ever heard him say anything negative about 50 Cent. If you want to go there, right? That's the only thing I've ever say. He says, Filipinos are heavily predisposed to DM2. Really, Upper Man? Did not know, man. This is why I love the diversity of having a YouTube channel and the people I rock with here in different professions. See, especially you being in the healthcare field, I did not know that. Thank you for telling me that, Upper Man. That is something to know here. Wow, you learn something new every day. Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that he was born June 26, 1970 in Queens. So he'll be 55 this year, guys. If he lived to June, he would be 55. But everything that I'm seeing here, he was born in Queens. So if you're born in Queens, that means that he's an American. And the fact that he is half FBA, as long as that half the FBA is part of lineage that goes back to the descendants of freedmen, he is FBA. Now, of course, he is half because he's mixed Filipino, but the one thing about FBA, guys, is it's a lineage. As long as you have one side of your parents, that part there, that can lead a straight line to the lineage of the descendants of freedmen into slavery, you are an FBA. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're half and you're not FBA, So if this is true, he he is technically FBA. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, exactly, George, exactly. His people may be tethers, but he's not a tether. You know, exactly. And here's the thing too, we got to understand, guys. Every immigrant is not a tether, but all tethers are immigrants. Right, guys? Every immigrant or illegal, or how we dissect that, is not a tether, but all tethers are illegals, are immigrants. Let's remember that. Yeah. He said, I never heard, he said, Filipinos. Yeah, I already read that. Okay. So yeah, man, I don't know anything yet. Like we're just seeing a whole bunch of people. You know how that goes on Twitter and social media. One person says it, and then everybody echoes it, and all of a sudden, then we get the deluge here. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, Upper Man, like if you're on life support, you know, it's only a matter of time. You know, like literally, my brother was on life support for like 2 months. If we want to be technical about it, yeah. You said, Dave, you were referring to that cryotherapy. Yes, thank you, Upper Man. That's what it was. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. They did that for my father, and the problem though when my father had his heart attack, he was under for 19 minutes. So the fact that the ambulance, the responders came and actually got his heartbeat back was a fucking miracle, right? But he barely, like, he was gone, but he wasn't gone technically. Like when I got to the hospital, I was still talking to him, and he still had little movement in his fingers. And the nurses told me, he's like, yes, he can hear you. Cause you know, like he was moving his fingers. I didn't see it until they showed me, right? Says, keep talking to him. He does hear you. But then they went through that cryo treatment where that they bring you under, like I said, put you on ice, then slowly bring you up for 36 hours. But he never came back out of that, you know? But for my brother, when he had his heart attack, but he was so sick from the diabetes, they saying that because it's his condition, Upper Man, they couldn't even put him under. They couldn't even give him that treatment. And so once that occurred, I knew it was over. It was just us just trying to, you know, see if he could fight it out. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want, we weren't going to pull the plug. We were going to say, we're going to give him some time, you know, and then at that point, we'll see what it is. But I already knew what the game was at that point here. So thank you, Upper Man. I appreciate that update. Yeah. You the medical professionals, I can tell you what's happened. You know, like by being in the game, you can tell me and explain and actually know the words here. I'm just a regular dude who was just in the hospital and then I seen it firsthand. You know, but I ain't no medical professional. What I always say is I have friends who are medical professionals, but I always tell people, go talk to a professional because I ain't going to claim to know all that stuff here. I know what I know, but the things I'm ignorant on, I ain't going to claim it and lie to y'all. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me check one last part here, guys. Let me see here. Latest. No one's confirming it here, guys. No one's confirming it. Well, what you got here, Upper Man? Hold on, he says, the same happened to my stepdad. His body recovered fully, but he had lost O2 to the brain for too long. It was gone. Yeah, because he was out for 19 minutes. He was out for 19 minutes. So think about that, people. With my father, like, you have a heart attack and you fall down and then there is no oxygen. You're not breathing for 19 minutes. And then they finally was able to get, they shocked him into, like, they tried so many times that they was going to give up. And then like the last time got a heartbeat back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was like, if you're gone for that long and no oxygen to the brain, like even if my dad did make it, he was never going to make it, if that makes sense. You know, when you lose that much oxygen to the brain, you're basically going to be a vegetable or, you're living on assistance, 24/7 for the rest of your life. So even if he made it, he didn't make it. You know, what are you saying here, Upper Man? They're saying that the saying goes, heart dead equals part dead, brain dead equals brain dead. Oh, okay. I'm gonna use that going forward here. It says the saying goes, heart dead equals part dead, brain dead equals dead. You in the medical field, man. I take your word for it, man. I take your word for it. I take your word for it. I'm gonna use that here. Someone posted, Irv Gotti said Satan saved 50 after he got shot 9 times. Do y'all really think 50's going to hold back now that Irv is on life support? Like, be for real, bro. Hey, yo, there's a lot. Like I said, when I mentioned earlier about 50 being savage, Irv said a lot about 50, right? So when we talked about how, I wouldn't say these things, but I wasn't shot 9 times. I didn't have someone who I didn't like and didn't like me, and someone came and went bang, 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 shoot him up, keep on me. You know what I mean? But literally, like, these are quotes I remember Irv Gotti said, Satan saved 50 after he got shot 9 times. That's what Irv Gotti said about that. He said the devil saved him. So can you imagine now you 50 and you hearing about him now and he's on his deathbed now? Would you say anything nice? Think about it. Say, man, this ninja said Satan saved me. Get the rat's ass about him. Like 50, you know what though? Say what you want, how crass and brash it is. 50 has every single right, whether you like it or not, to respond the way he responded, because Irv Gotti says some things and associate the people who tried to delete him. Hey, it ain't right, but you know what though? It is what it is, right? Said Irv dissed 50 a lot, so hey, play that game if you want. Yeah, man. Shownuff says, I've been down that road before. Brain dead means no coming back. Yeah, you're right. And that was when I knew and that was at the end for my brother too, because when we were prepping for everything and they were like, there is no brain activity. There's nothing happening up there, like there's a possibility that we were talking to him and he could hear maybe, but there was like, at this point, so yeah, I'm glad you gave me the actual term that y'all use in the hospital when you say heart, dead equals part dead, brain dead equals, dead. Yeah. That went down, Trigger? Hey, Trigger, I'm saying that went down? Hold on. That went down? Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Like I said, we got to 3 p.m. tomorrow. You're right. Oh, man, I don't know if this is going to change the game for them. Hey, Jimmy, you right, man. Hold on. I'm about to get out of here. But before I do, hold on. Heat finalizing Jimmy Butler trade to the Warriors. What's the deal going to be? The Heat are finalizing the deal to send Butler to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick, ESPN Top Shams Wednesday night. That's one there because I literally thought, like 2 days ago, Jimmy Butler told the Golden State Warriors he would not sign a contract extension with them. He was going to wait and then opt out here. So I'm kind of curious if anything changed here. Let's see here. The trade also includes the Pistons with the Warriors' Lindy Waters III and Heat's Josh Richardson head to Detroit. Says the deal comes ahead the Thursday deadline. Okay, let's scroll down here. Whoops, dang it. I hate when that happens here. Hold on, let me go back up. Sorry, guys. Hold on, what are they saying here? He hasn't played since the 21st. Okay, Butler has $8 million this year and a $52 million player option next year. He'll be eligible to sign a 2-year, $111 million contract extension. Man, okay, guys. Man, this is a crazy trading window here, guys. Wow, thanks for that update, Trigger. We knew he was going to go somewhere. Yep, exactly, man. Yeah, man, he going to Golden State. But originally, that was the original deal 2 days ago. But Jimmy said, I'm not signing an extension. And so Golden State said, okay, Jimmy. And that's when Golden State was trying to go make a deal for Kevin Durant. And then up until like this morning or late last night, Kevin Durant said, nah, if you're going to trade me, I ain't going back to Golden State. That's done. So then they were trying to figure out if they were going to send Kevin Durant to Miami because Bradley Beal will not waive his trade con. So now Jimmy Butler's going to Golden State here. So now you got a 3-headed monster of, well, not really a 3-headed monster, but you got Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy here, So, hey, we're going to see how this is going to turn out, man. A lot of players are changing scene here, man. Interesting trade deadline, guys. Oh, man, just been a lot going on here. Let me do this here. Okay, guys. Anything else popping up? Bad trade for Golden State. They had to do something here, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're wasting Steph Curry. Even at Steph Curry's age, if you give him some help, he's still the most lethal shooter in the game right now, right? And this owner paying all that goddamn luxury tax wanted the deal, and they literally said they called everybody. I mean, they were so desperate, they called for Kevin Durant back after he left them years ago. You know, so Golden State is desperate because they're not trading Curry. Curry is still great. So it's like you got to build around him. So you're trying to figure something out here, you know? So, I mean, it doesn't move the needle to me. I mean, playoff Jimmy's a beast, but I think they need more than that. I think you need Jimmy and one other piece. Like, I would be cool with this trade, Peter, if they traded for Jimmy, but then there's another trade where they got Draymond Green out of town and they got themselves a younger big so that they could really have a three-headed, a big three or trio for themselves. That makes sense, Peter? Like, Steph Curry's still Steph Curry. I like the fact that Jimmy is not the number one, because Jimmy's the number one can get you to the NBA Finals, as we saw the Miami Heat. He got the Miami Heat to the finals twice as your number one. But if you told me Jimmy's your number two, your number three, I'm all here for it. You know what I mean? But they need another guy, though. It can't be just him, Draymond, and Steph there. Draymond got to go. And, you know, they need another piece to be a championship contender. Those three, you know, maybe second round. I see second round at best. These guys are very unprofessional. You know what, though, Peter? If you got leverage in business, who gives a damn about unprofessional? Right? If you got leverage, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And Jimmy has, whether you like it or you hate it, Jimmy Butler has figured out in his career to bet on himself, and he has won every step of the way, whether you like it or not. You got to remember, Jimmy started off here in Chicago. I'm mad that Jimmy Butler is gone from Chicago, but that's because of our janky-ass front office. Our front office messed that over. If you guys may not remember this. Early on in Jimmy's career, remember, he was signed to the Bulls. He got his opportunity because Luol Deng got hurt, got sick because they gave him a badass spinal tap that took him out, right? And that's how Jimmy got his spot. If Luol Deng never had a badass spinal tap, we might not be here with Jimmy Butler, right? But what happened, though, is that allowed him to get in the starting lineup. And then when it came for him to get a contract extension, this is like 2 CBAs ago, I think, or at least one, whatever like that, right? No, 2 CBAs ago, at least now. The Bulls offered him, guys, this sounds crazy now. The Bulls offered him a 4-year deal worth $44 million for his first extension. The Bulls are the reason Jimmy is Jimmy today. I can admit that. I can't stand our front office. We had the most janky front office there was, doing all kinds of janky dick nanigans. You know what I'm saying? So damn, spine type. Yeah, Vince. Yeah. So they offered him 4 years, $44 million. You know what Jimmy said? I'm betting on myself. I'm not taking that deal. He played that next year and balled his ass out. The Bulls had no choice but to give him the 5-year, $80 million old school max. That was the old school max. It's kind of crazy. The Bulls offered him 4 years, $44 million. He's making $48 million this year alone. So then he got the 5 years, $80 million, the old max. And then we got the new CBA, well, the last CBA that came in. And so on that CBA, then he went to, he bounced around teams where he went to, Minnesota, and you saw how bad that was. We went to Philadelphia, Minnesota. You saw how that worked out. He got himself out of each situation and got him away to Miami. And then he got another contract. He got 2 contract extensions out of Miami. Right? He bet himself, and then that's why now on this contract, he's making 48 this year and 52 next year. Every step of the way, whether you call it unprofessional or not, you guys got to understand, if you guys got the upper hand, you have leverage, and in business, and you got a finite amount of time to capitalize on it, you better use it. And you know what, though? Jimmy has used it, and it's been successful. In business, you got to be cutthroat, because these owners... Hey, Peter, here's one thing you got to remember. These owners don't give a damn about you. As much as we're talking about Luka Doncic, and I mentioned earlier, the Dallas Mavericks, by trading him the other day, cost this man $110 million. because he's no longer eligible for the Supermax being with the team who drafted you. Because once you're traded, you're no longer eligible for that Supermax. Dallas could have gave him that Supermax and then trade him a year later. Right after the 1 year into that deal, you can't sign and trade someone within that first year, or except for if you sign them in a certain period of time, and then you get after December or January within that 6-month marker, right? So the owners and teams will screw over a player when they see fit here. So when we know that these owners who are billionaires who will screw you over, if you're a millionaire, you got to make sure to get your coin before these billionaires screw you over. It's a cutthroat business. You know what I'm saying? We can call it unprofessional, but you know what though? It's a cutthroat business, and you have a finite amount of time to get that bag. And if you're going to get that bag and you know you got leverage, you use it. If you ain't got no leverage, you know what happens? You become Dennis Schroeder. Show Enough says, I'm not into the NBA anymore, but Lewis Hamilton left Mercedes and joined the Ferrari F1 team. I did hear about that, but I don't really follow the racing like that. Isn't he the one that was under Michael Jordan's team? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. He left Mercedes. Did he drive for Michael Jordan at one time for Michael Jordan's team? I may have got the person mixed up, but I don't really follow racing like that. You know, we're going to have a wild trade deadline going tomorrow, man. Like the big names are moving. We're seeing Luka, AD, Jimmy, Butler. You know, there's a possibility that KD could be on the move, man. When you don't have like you got these lower players getting traded, that's one thing, right? But when you got the big names, I'm here for it, you know. I think it cost him. No, he didn't cost up nothing, Peter. Nope. You said, I think he cost up that money because he didn't do what he needed to do, which was ongoing. No, he didn't. No, Peter. He has not cost himself not one red penny. When Jimmy has stood on business, he has gotten every check that he's got. The one thing about Jimmy Peter, when he's bet on himself, he has won every step of the way. He didn't cost himself no money right now because he's making $48 million this year. Worst case scenario, he has a player option next year for $52 million. So he can opt into that player option and he's still getting $52 million next year. Or if the way that Golden State's going to work this out here, he opts out after the summer and he resigns, or not opt out, he can opt out and then he gets a bigger percentage. But if he signs an extension this offseason, it's still going to be 2 years, $110 million. So if he signs an extension, they're going to want him to opt into his player option. That means that he's going to make $52 million next year, and then the 2-year extension kicks in after that, where that he's going to get another $110 million in year 2 and year 3. He ain't cost himself now one red penny. Jimmy's got every dollar he's got. And let me throw this out here too, Peter. For all the suspensions that the Miami Heat's giving him, costing him money, he's going to get that money back in arbitration because some of these suspensions were not legit suspensions. Of course, the Miami Heat is going to do what they're going to do and hold the money now, which means they're going to keep it in some escrow account while they accrue interest and make money off of it. But when it comes down to it, Jimmy's going to file agreement with the players union. And when we look at these suspensions, 9 times out of 10, he going to get his money back from these suspensions. So he ain't lost a penny. Okay, I've seen this way too many times. He ain't lost a penny. If anything, he got everything he got. Oh, you talking about Luka? Oh, okay. No, Luka lost $110 million. No, right, Peter. Now, Peter, Luka lost 9 figures. Let's get to the buck here. Yes, Luka lost money by the owners being janky. That's the cutthroat that I was talking about here. The new owners from the Dallas, man, you gotta remember, Mark Cuban sold the team about a year and a half ago. If Mark Cuban was still the owner of this team, this would never have happened. The new owners came in and was like, it's a new sheriff in town and we don't like the way this is running here. You know what I mean? But yes, Luka lost 110 to 115 million. Everybody says he's going to go to LA. He's going to be the biggest star now. He's the new Laker, generational talent. He's going to make it back in endorsements. He may make a bigger bag in LA under endorsements. You never make up 110 million. Because here's another thing that everybody's missing out too. California's tax rate. He goes from Dallas, living in Texas, where there's no state taxes. And then California has a higher has a higher tax rate moving there. So now he gets taxed on the state and he has a higher rate as well. And then you got to pay for the cost of living of California. And then you add the fact that his house that he just bought a $15 million mansion that he closed like about a month ago here. That $15 million mansion is probably about $50 million in California. The whole cost of living, everything. So even though he's going to be this big ass star in Lakerland, it's going to cost him a gang to live in Cali. All regular folks are moving from Cali. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he losing a lot by going to the Lakers. Jordan is nasty. Oh, thank you, Show Enough. Bubba Wallace. Thank you, Show Enough. Thank you for correcting me. Show Enough. Appreciate that. Unpopular take. Clips Lord Williams a classic. AT Orlando. That is not an unpopular take. I rock with the Clips. Hey, man. Not unpopular, T. Orlando. I actually saw the Clips in concert one time. I felt like the old man in the club, me and my best friend. The Clips came to Chicagoland. They performed at Northwestern University. The students, the Northwestern student body, because my boy's sister, my boy's sister went to Northwestern, and she was part of the student body and brought the Clips there, right? I was like, okay, we'll go to Northwestern. We drove up north, right? It was the weirdest show ever because me and my guy was like 30 years old, and everybody at the concert was like 20, 21. It's like, y'all niggas don't know Clips. Y'all don't know about this D-boy music. You don't know about this Snow White. Y'all learn about economics here at Northwestern. And we got the Clips here. We were like the oldest dudes in there at 30. We felt weird as hell. It was like, yo, wait, this ain't the spot. Nah, Tier Lounge, not unpopular. I'm with you on that one. He says, they're going to bring hand checking. Man, now no hand checking is coming back. That's done. Y'all don't, they dismantled hand checking. You got to remember back in the day, they used to be 2 hand checks. That's the reason why a lot of people say Jordan's better than LeBron, because for Jordan to score 30 points a game of hand checks, y'all don't understand for how many years when you could have 2 hands on the guy at all times. And then they removed the 2 hand check where you could do the 1 hand check. And then they removed the hand check where you could put a forearm on somebody, guys. Y'all don't know about the 70s, 80s, and 90s with 2 hands, 1 hand, and a forearm on a person's body without getting called for a touch and foul here. Man, Michael was dropping 30 with hand checks. Y'all, if you knew how to play with hand checks, I grew up with hand checks. If you could grow up in the 80s and 90s out here, what we were doing with hand checks, your ass could ball. People don't understand that little rule changed the game. Man. Show Enough says, TDD, you should take the Beam Around the Road course. You'll never regret it. I actually thought about that, Show Enough. I actually thought about that. My problem is if that shit blows, you know how much that's going to cost me? The insurance not going to cover? You know, but hey, I would love to. I thought about that. There's actually a race. There's actually a course in Joliet. I actually been there for a BMW event. I have pictures on it. You know, my brother, when he was alive, I took him with me and I drove every single brand new BMW there on a 60-second course. And that was my first time riding in an M6. And long story short, Show Enough, they wouldn't let me drive the M6 Grand Coupe because they had a professional driver because she was doing $140 in that bitch. I was holding on to the door and she's having a conversation. We're doing corners at $110. Talking about, how's your day going? I'm like, don't ask me about my goddamn day, bitch. Drive this car. I don't want to know about my goddamn day. You doing $120 on some curves. Talking about, how's my day? Are you enjoying yourself today? Doing $125 on a corner. But I thought about that, Showed Up. I thought about that. It says, I thought the rule is you pay taxes on game checks based on location of the game. That too, T. Orlando. But you're home, you play 41 home games in California. Not to mention anything else ancillary that comes with your contract of how they pay you. Bonuses, right? If you make the All-Star team, you make the All-NBA team, those checks go under California taxes. your individual game checks that you get, those checks that you get taxed on. Like if you go to Canada, they tax you. That's the worst when you play in Toronto, those game checks, how they tax your ass up there, right? You do get taxed on the game checks, but you got to remember everything else in those contracts is taxed under your state where you live at, where you playing for. So if you make the All-Star team and that's a bonus, that's California tax there. You know what I'm saying? You make an All-NBA team, that's going to be taxed the way it's going to be taxed there. You know, whatever incentive that you get, you score so many points and you hit that incentive bonus, that's going to get taxed at that California rate. Yeah. Says, when pressed, I usually say Kanye's Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the best album of all time. Not the best of all time, but it's up there. Sonically, the way that sounds to Orlando, sonically, the transition of where he was from and the production that he made and how it worked and how it blended, that album told a story that started from beginning to end, sonically, the way it sounds, the fusion, the things that we've never heard before. I wouldn't say greatest of all time, but to Orlando. But you want to know something though? It's up there. It's up there in the rankings. It's up there in the rankings. I'm not going to deny on that. From an overall musically, sonically, production, percussion, just the artist creativity, something brand new. You know what I'm saying? You know, to Orlando, it's up there. It's up there. I give it to you. We played nigga ball when I was a kid. Nigga ball. The TNT, once you get used to it, 140 seat number, I got that trans after once. You know what though? Show enough, you all right. Show enough, you all right. Because my car is, you know, it's knocking on 700 horses. I got over 640 pounds of torque, you know? So when I don't drive as much lately because, you know, I'm a homebody. I probably drive like 4,000 or 5,000 miles a year. The beauty of working in downtown Chicago, I work remotely from home and I work in New York. So I don't have to drive as much. I'm commuting, taking the train. I'm on a plane somewhere, right? So my car gets about 4,000 or 5,000 miles a year. But you are right though. Like when I drive my car now, 90 feels like nothing. I know myself now because of all the modifications I made to my car, where that at first it was like, oh God, right? Now I could be doing 90 and it's nothing. So you're right, when you get used to that, you know, and she's like, hey, how you doing? You know, hitting a $120 on corners and everything, right? So yeah, I get that. Cause for me, like now, it's like I'll get on 88 right now, 88 to 290. If I'm trying to go to downtown Chicago, hit to the city, I'm doing 90 like it's nothing. I'm listening to Tariq Nasheed, you know, listen to some YouTube channels doing 90 like it's nothing. So you're right, man. You're right. Says athletes should form corporate entities and have their team. Hey, you know what, Tierlando? That's illegal under the collective bargaining agreement. And the reason why I know that, Tierlando, because our Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, who got drafted this year, tried to do that. He tried to. That's the reason why his signing took so long, because he wanted to create a corporate entity, then have the team pay his LLC or his entity, and then he paid himself from the entity, would have saved him some taxes. But because of the collective bargaining agreement, a team cannot pay an entity. A team has to pay the individual. So it's a good idea in principle, but the CBA and all sports shut that shit down. That's why Caleb tried that, but it didn't work though. It's a good thing. It's a good in theory, and it's a smart business move in theory, but you can't do that in sports. You got to be paid directly by the team there, you know? That album made me recognize Kanye's musical genius. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I can say that because I know for a fact Kanye stole a lot of music. You forget Kanye was out here in Chicago. He made a lot of production. I can say this for an unequivocal fact. When Kanye first came out, he was down with a whole bunch of cats who were out here in Chicago. They all made beats together. And when he got on, he took it was like a collective crew. It was like 4 or 5 of them. And instead of just taking the beats that he made, he took everybody's beats And then he went out to New York when he tells a story on College Dropout, how, you know, he moved to New York and then, you know, he went to IKEA and got him a bed and everything like that. What he don't tell in the story, how he screwed his friends over by taking all the music, all the material, all the incomplete tracks, put them on his DAX and his disc and things of that nature. Him and his mom went to New York, and then the stuff that you're hearing is Kanye, and a lot of stuff you heard was from his fellas, because I knew his crew personally. I knew, if there's a story back from 2003 when an old restaurant here, Orlando, it's called Isaac Hayes Place in downtown Chicago. It used to be on LaSalle Street, and I used to go there all the time. It used to be my favorite spot when I was taking a girl out. If I took her to Isaac Hayes Place, I was smashing after the fact. It was my go-to. You go to Isaac Hayes Place, we kicking it, I'm smashing later, right? Well, Kanye got jumped at Isaac Hayes Place in 2003. I don't know if you can kind of do a Google lookup. And then after that happened, my guys called me. Hey, D, what's going on? I said, hey, man. He said, you here having an Isaac Hayes Place? Yeah, man, it's a big-ass fight that went down. I heard Kanye was there. He was like, we the one that did it. I was like, oh, shit. You know, hey, man, hey, you know, but after Deep, Dark, Twisted Fantasy, I was like, all right, though, he's making it, you know, like, you know, we give it to him now. I know he stole material, but, you know, he on his now. I didn't know that was illegal. Yes, it is, T. Orlando. Caleb Williams tried it this year. That's why he got delayed. And then it came to find out that you can't do that under any CBA, because if that was the case, all players would do that, and then they would save, like, especially in the NBA now, these big-ass deals, they would save hundreds of millions of dollars taxes. Think about it. Like Luka Doncic, let's say he never got traded. He got his 5-year, $350 million contract, right? Averaging about $69, $70 million a year. He puts that under Luka LLC, have the Dallas Mavericks pay Luka LLC, and then he actually thinks like he's taking a check out, but he's only saying that I'm only making $50,000 a year, and everything's going under my LLC and my business corporate entity, right? He would clean up heavily under taxes. The CBA and the owners like, nope, can't happen. Because everybody be doing that. Everybody would. Yeah, they shot that down. It was a good attempt in theory, but that's why no one else ever attempted it again. Or they probably done it before, it never got out. But no, you can't. The way the rules are, a team and the owner who owns the team, who cuts the checks, they have to pay the player directly, not through a corporation, not through an entity, not through an LLC. It is literally like you work a job and that is your employer. Yeah. Only 15% corporate taxes. Yeah, you would have saved up, man. You would have saved up. TD&D, did you ever hear Kanye demo, Freshman Adjustment? I heard all of Kanye stuff, man. I can go back to the late 90s. I've heard all of Kanye stuff. Lately, too, on Twitter, they've been leaking a lot of old Kanye tracks that he had. You can hear, and it sounds like a young Kanye from like 22 years old. I'm telling you, T. Orlando, I heard the material that he stole from the basement when he went to New York, when he got the deal with The Rock. I know all them tracks. My dudes were heavy pissed. Like, yo, at one time, Kanye could say what he wanted here. These ninjas were monitoring Kanye when he would come back to Chicago. There's a reason why that when he went to New York, he didn't frequent Chicago that often. When he came to Chicago, it was at the House of Blues for performances and with Talib Kweli, and he took his ass right out after the fact here. He was always on tour with Talib Kweli at the House of Blues after that, before he blew up. And then when he got College Dropout, then he went on to another stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? I've heard all his stuff, man. I can go back to the late 90s for Kanye material, man. You got to know, man, like back then I used to be in music too. And it's, you know, you could say it's kind of big, but it's like a small community because the way the webs are intertwined, how someone knows of somebody. Like my former engineer, Lee Richardson. I used to do music. My former engineer is Lee Richardson. Rest in peace, Lee. Rest in peace to Lee Richardson. Lee Richardson is the older brother to Quentin Richardson. Quentin Richardson from Chicago, former hooper out of DePaul, who played for the Knicks, played for the Phoenix Suns, had a nice long career in the NBA. Long story short, back in 2006, Lee, who had a damn good career working in engineering, worked in music, he was a producer and engineer. He was making north of 6 figures a year, but his younger brother, of course, he had a $50 million contract with the Knicks and the Suns, right? He never took a penny, to Orlando, from his younger brother. 2006 Thanksgiving, Quentin came home and brought him a $100,000 SUV truck. He finally accepted a gift from his younger brother. You know what happened? 3 weeks later, some ninjas pulled up in his driveway and shot him in his fucking stomach. And he died in the operating table. That's what happened. A lot of my information back in the day, I used to get it from Lee Richardson. Lee knew everybody because he was in the game. And of course, your younger brother being in the NBA, he was plugged with everybody. He was helping me with my first album, with my artists who I was working with. I had a couple of R&B singers I was producing in the early 2000s. Shoot, I was making everything in my Motif ES workstation that I still have here. Lee knew everybody. Lee was plugged. And he never took a dime from his younger brother, who was a multi-millionaire. And the time that he got a brand new truck and says, you know what, my brother's doing so well, I'm gonna take this truck, and some dumbass ninjas in 2006 around Thanksgiving shot his ass in the stomach. He was with his dad too. Showed his dad the truck and everything, and some ninja shot him in the goddamn driveway. And he died in the operating room. That's how I know a lot about Kanye, through Lee Richardson. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace, Lee. Was Kanye what's known as the beat snatcher? My kinfolk from Chi told me back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sure enough, he stole a lot of beats. He could make beats. He had skills. You can hear that. But a lot of the early material, he jacked that from his crew of fellas when they all made beats together. I was a part of a beat production crew as well. Like me and my cousin, we had deals like back in the day in the Chicago and, in the 2000s when people trying to be producers. Yeah, everybody had their, we saw the Neptunes. We saw Chad and Pharrell do their thing. It's like, we could, with two minds are better than one. So a whole bunch of us were always collaborating, making beats together and stuff like that. And there was about 4 or 5 cats that Kanye associated with. And so all that old material from like 2001 to like 2003-ish, that was a combination of him and everybody else. But then after that, of course, once he recycled or went through all those tracks, and of course, then everything was on his own, basically. But yeah, he did steal. I know people personally. I have stories that I just don't have time to tell today that I know back from 2002, 2003, 2000. We're talking 20 years ago. And they used to put me on game. You know what I'm saying? But of course, Kanye wasn't the Kanye today. Like, you looked at Kanye then, it's just like talking about some regular rapper, some producer when we talk about it now. No one thought that Kanye then would turn to this Kanye today, if that makes sense. Yeah, College Dropout's a banger. I love College Dropout, man. Kinfolk means cousin. Y'all, just in case you didn't know. Yeah, sure, that's why we said all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. Kinfolk ain't skinfolk, man. You're right about that, man. You're right about that. So yeah, man, that's crazy. Let me just check one last time on this Irv Gotti thing, guys, before I get out of here. It's 8:00 now. Hold on. Let's see if he's moved the trending. Okay, it is trending now. It's up there. It's moved up. It's nothing official, but yeah. I think it's true now, guys. We don't have official, but that trending is going hard now. Okay, we got an official source now, guys. We have an official source. Irv Gotti's mother says that he's passed away at 54. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pull it up right now. We got the source, Irv Gotti's mother. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, they're saying that it was confirmed. They're saying this morning, guys. allhiphop.com is saying that his mother is confirming this, guys. That's sad. I know 50 Cent ain't sad, but I just understand how diabetes is. Now Jamie Foxx is saying RIP. Yeah. I didn't know by the time we got done to this end of this live stream, we'll get confirmation, but it looks like we got confirmation. Irv Gotti is no longer with us, team. Shoto says, I'm going to play my Murder Inc. mix RMP or Irv Gotti. Yeah, I think we got it here now, guys. There's a lot of known people now posting their old school pictures now. Yeah. That's sad, man. And like I said, it's sad. Like, take away the stuff, with him and 50 Cent. Like I said, the man's 54 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's young to go out. Yeah, I'm just double checking here. Yeah, looks like we got confirmation, guys. Looks like we got confirmation. That's sad to hear, y'all. Like I said, guys, enjoy today because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring us. We're all born to die, guys. Remember that. We're not Supermen. We don't live forever. We are all born to die. Just remember that. Even as a newborn baby, fresh out the womb, just remember the clock starts. As soon as you're born, the clock starts to when we're no longer here. So enjoy every moment we got here. Enjoy this moment here. When I get done, hey, man, go hug your peoples. Even if you ain't got no peoples, even if you got some situationships, go ahead and hug your jump-offs, guys. Go hug your jump-offs. Go hug your side chicks. Go hug your wives, hug your girlfriends, hug your kids, hug your parents, all that stuff, man. Hold your people, man. Life is short. Life is short. Hold your people, man. Yeah, I think on that note, we're gonna call it one here. We're going to show on that, man. Shout out to Irv Gotti, man. Shout out to Irv Gotti. We're gonna go here, guys. He said, judge the jump, hug the jump off. Yeah, man, hug your jump offs, man. You never know. Hey, cheer loud. You never know. You might see your jump off again. She could be the best jump off you ever had. Yeah, hug your jump off. She could be the best jump off ever. She serves a purpose to you, Orlando. She serves a purpose. She is your jump off. She is your side boo. She's the one that gives you that glizzy. Okay? Hug them all, man. Salute to you, Show Enough. So we're going to get out of here, man. So thank everybody for rocking with me today. We're going to, I'm going to get ready to plan for the next live stream. Pooh Man, I'm sorry I didn't get to the 2 emails you sent me that I was going to do today. They are in line for the next live stream for my number 1 mod wrench gang here member, right? So not hug your jump off. Yeah, hug everybody upper, man. Hug your side chicks, hug your jump offs, hug your bottoms, your bottom bees, hug them all, man. You never know, you might see them again. He says, you right, I do got a chick who been giving me that good dome since 2018. Yeah, T. Orlando, the ones that's giving you that bomb-ass, fire-ass head, give her a hug too as well, man. She's bringing some joy in your life. That woman that gives you that fire-ass head is bringing you some joy in your life too. Hug them too, guys. You ain't gotta be all disrespectful. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, RIP to Irv, man. On that note, guys, let me get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. Shout out to the tribe. I appreciate y'all the supers and the cash apps. We'll be back again. Be on the lookout for the thumbnail and the title so we can cook again, guys. On that note, I'm that dude named Dave. Says she does bring me some joy. Salute to you. Pooh Man, like I said, I had 2 of your emails pulled up, but some of the stuff kind of threw it off. The next live stream, I got them queued up already for you, Pooh Man. So just know I got your emails queued up for the next show. Shout out to you, George. Yo, we out of here, y'all. Y'all be safe. If you guys are possibly involved in the winter storm that's coming in the Midwest and East Coast, be safe. And if you can stay your ass at home, stay at home. Don't be out there in that snow weather and that cold. On that note, I'm out of here. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti and all the loved ones we lost here too as well. Peace out, people.